Yo, Born. Show them how we do this, man. Btbtv. We bully the bullies. No run, no retreat. Yeah. Btbtv. One more time for y'all in the back. Y'all slow ninjas. Right. Yo. John Gotti flow, rap Pablo, Escobar status, rap game Corleone. I can show you how you lay back and watch your pockets grow. Stay away from devious women, end up like Papa Smoke. Y'all wake up every day twitching like yo, I gotta post. I wake up everyday mission, it's $1 million notes, dominoes, bodies drop, rot stink like hollow toast. Broadway, man, if you know, then you know. I came for everything they said I couldn't have, got that and then some, and then some. My ones on overload, say y'all overdose. Your rappers in the tight squeeze and that clutch like Cobra rope, the okie-doke. We don't go for that. All she wrote, another tale from the street, death and horror flow. The projects like a ghost try and haunt your soul. Another tale from the street, homicide the folks who wanna play till them guns scream adios. Another tale from the street, black mafia. So Don Corleone mixed with Al Capone. Another tale from the street, like an opera show. These kids be acting to their life movie, curtain closed. Nowadays your foes will plot you wearing Malcolm X hats, 666. The devil on his shoulder won the death match. Reminiscing when more street ninjas was off the hook, chasing D's up off the block, trying to run and get the force, blood on pavement. He's 12 years old and he's tough to play with. He don't go to playgrounds, that's his fiends who want their veins stick. We can't miss. We can hit the target with our hands behind our back, our eyes closed and half brainless. Don't play with us. Another tale from the street, death and horror flow. The projects like a ghost try and haunt your soul. Another tale from the street, homicide the folk who wanna play till them guns scream adios. Another tale from the street, black mafia. So Don Corleone mixed with Al Capone. Another tale from the street, like an opera show. These kids be acting till they like movie, curtain closed. Yeah, Btbtv. It's the movement, man. You're born. You're born, let's get 'em. Let's get 'em. Kaz, we up in here, man. Hood famous.
Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the 5% nation of God's nerve. Salam alaikum, alhamdulillah. Rahmat to Allah, all the true Muslim brothers and sisters out there. This is the King of New Jersey. This is Btbtv. We bully the bullies. Yo, this show today, man, it hits home and touched my heart. I was a big Notorious B.I.G. fan. Yo, I used to even do it to my girls as B.I.G. You dig what I'm saying? He was an artist, he was a lyricist, he was the truth, man. And from everything I heard about from different people, he had a good heart, he was a good person. And he really wanted to put Brooklyn on, unlike Jay-Z. He really wanted to put Brooklyn on. You know what I'm saying? He'll be disappointed in Jay-Z right now. If you see how Jay-Z did his brothers from Brooklyn, you know what I mean? But that's neither here nor there. We talking about Biggie and the betrayals of Biggie, you know what I'm saying? All the people that I believe had some betrayed Biggie some way. Now, peace, God. All the people that I think had some parts of betraying Biggie in some way. And we're gonna go through the list. The first person, the main person I want to say betrayed Biggie was Tupac. And we're gonna get in some audio of Tupac speaking on Biggie. You know what I'm saying? Y'all bear with me. This is fair use.
Till late at night, I'm the hardest.
It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Michelob Ultra.
Fair use.
Tupac talking with the legendary, and move on.
When they were open. At a time when they were open to somebody saying we're the master race and these guys are nothing and they're pretenders, and this is why we not making it in the business is because of these guys. This is why we not doing nothing because of these guys. So the East Coast really not hating us, really not knowing nothing about us, but just listening to their supposed to be leader. Listening to the person that was representing for them. Like, yeah, okay, well, Biggie, he from Brooklyn. Woo. You know what I mean? And that's what happened. And so all of a sudden, people saying stuff that they didn't even know was what they was doing was like ending our culture when we started. We held it down for y'all. That's how I felt. I was in tears. Like, what? When y'all was out there on when LL was dancing with women in silver suits and niggas was on some other shit, which I'm not mad at because I might do that one day. And I love them niggas. You know what I mean? But I'm saying when you was being creative and wanting to try other boundaries, we was holding it down with this whole.
One more thing on the
Man, that's so profound what you're saying.
But it's real, huh?
It's real. It's so real. I never thought about
it's realer than what
so
brothers.
Profound.
They see people think it's realer than what they think.
People think I just got out of jail was like just because I got shot on the East Coast. I'm like, fuck the East Coast.
Yeah,
half the rappers from the East Coast was there when I got shot. Nobody knew it. That's just like you come into the hood, the police ask them what happened, and everybody's like, I don't know. You know they lying. And all I was doing was like, give me my proper etiquette. If Biggie was out here on the West Coast, he was in the studio with me and we homeboys, and he got shot. No, I wouldn't tell him who did it, but I wouldn't go ride on niggas who did it, but he wanted to know who did it. And I'd be like, look, man, these niggas from Watts did it. This is why they want to talk to you. When. That's how I do it. Just like when the niggas from the 60s wanted to get a stretch. I went to them personally and talked to them. I do it by the rules of etiquette. So I got shot. I'm like, yo, what happened? Come see me in jail. Biggie all in the air to my ear pockets, my homeboy wound, but not seeing me. My homeboy Stretch is going to Biggie's concerts. Niggas is like abandoning me. But all in the air and on TV, they like, yeah, Pop, rest, keep the struggle on. I was like, yo, I'm starting to turn into like Slick Rick. Niggas is just going to act like I'm going to just be in jail and they going to give me shout outs and try to take my position. And if you watch, that's what Biggie did. Listen to us. I was there, nigga. I trained the nigga. He used to be under me like my lieutenant. The nigga, I used to come to New York. I used to do shows and let the nigga come on before I did Keep Your Head Up and Get Around. Because nobody knew the nigga in New York. And I used to tell the nigga, yo, if you want to make your money, you got to rap for the bitches. Do not rap for the niggas. I told the nigga, don't rap for the niggas. Rap for the bitches. The bitches will buy your records and the niggas want what the bitches want. So all of a sudden, he changed from being listen to party and bullshit. Listen to his style. He changed from that to Big Papa. Because of me. He had my album, Me Against the World was the second one. He had the first one. I changed everything because Ready to Die came out and it sounded like my album. All my album was about, dealing with death. And then he came out Ready to Die and I had to switch it.
Wow.
That's why it was less East Coast rap, East Coast beats, because Biggie had just took my shit.
But you could listen to it. That's what that was a success too, because he took West Coast sound.
We flipped it. I told him that. I trained. He was supposed to be thug life.
Let me say one thing. The arrogance and cockiness of Tupac still fails never to amaze me. And like I said, I'm a big Biggie fan. I love Tupac music too. But Tupac was the antagonizer. He was the antagonist of this whole beef with Biggie Smalls. This little thing right here set for whirlwind of shit that we're still getting over right now. This is fair use. Say Jersey in the building. You know what I'm saying? Let's go back to listen to the audio.
All while he was coming up, I used to let him come on stage with me. He was screaming thug life.
Hey, cause I
he was like, I hate Brooklyn, I hate New York, I'm out with them niggas puppy cheating me. Woo, woo, woo. All of a sudden he blew up and he wasn't saying thug life. So I started getting mad and I was seeing niggas places. He was hugging me, yo, Pop, yo, thank you, the only nigga that woo, woo. But he told me like, about a week before I got shot, he knew the nigga that was shot me, and he was like, Pop, don't hang around this nigga, he don't mean you no harm. We walked in with the nigga that shot me, that ended up shooting me. He's like, Pop, don't fuck with this nigga, because I knew the nigga too, he was my Cody fan. And I was like, what you mean? He's like, I'll talk to you about it later, and we didn't talk. The next time I saw him was at the studio where I got shot. So I knew he knew what happened. So I was like, Biggie, what happened? He kept sending me messages like a bitch, like, I'm gonna come see you. No, nigga, what happened? While I'm in jail, strangers is telling me, yo, you don't know? Biggie homeboy shot you. Cause they bragging, they telling they niggas in jail, yo, we just got popped, woo, woo, woo. And my cousin was in jail in New York, cause I got family out there. He's sitting right there while the niggas get in the car going, yo, my homeboys just jacked that nigga Tupac. So that's how I knew who shot me, what happened, and everything. They mad because I know what happened. That's why they all, you know, it's Biggie and them, they're not rotten. That's why what I'm doing, I know what I'm doing. I'm destroying them. I fucked his wife. I'm fucking them in the game. I'm destroying him. He lives by the rules of the game. He lives off a mafia image. I'm bringing him, showing how he totally disregarded the rules of the game, and he's everything but a mafia nigga.
You reinventing it.
Right, I'm showing him. You know what I mean? If anybody's a mafia nigga, me, nigga. I fucked your bitch. I took 5 shots. I went in your crew. I mean, I just what? I went to New York. They don't do shows out here. I did Saturday Night Live. Y'all forgot? Live in New York, where everybody knew I was gonna be there on stage, no problems. Went to the clubs, everything. In the middle with my West Side ride. You know what I mean? Because I'm real about it. I don't hate New York, but if y'all don't understand it, then fuck you. You get rolled over too. Because I hear y'all. I was in jail and I heard what they were saying on the radios. You know how we got the wake up show? Right. You know, they got their own shows. They got their little mix shows with Red Alert and this nigga and that nigga and what's his name? Flex. And I swear to God, dog, they used to diss the West Coast. They had these commercials where they be like, hey, dog, what's up, dog? And I used to be like, in jail in New York on my radio, like, oh, shit. You know how you would feel if you heard your own?
When I hear the fighting spirit, I think about pushing towards something that you want to achieve.
I went home and just clowned you, and I was like, oh, man. Oh, and all my homeboys like, yo, Puppy just did a show out here. I was like, how was it? It's like, good, we gave him love, we gave this, we gave that. He was talking all this unity shit, but then when they go home,
they be popping
Q-Tip, they made all these underground tapes dissing us.
Q-Tip?
Yes, Q-Tip. So then when niggas ride back, then they want to talk about the culture and be hip-hop and shit again. But that's not fair. How you gonna be bold? And that's what they all do. They all play badasses. Same thing for the fools. They just diss me on the air on MTV.
Y'all hear this, right? Y'all hear how Pac, it says, gassing this shit up, throwing more gasoline on his fire, throw more gasoline on his fire until it's going to explode. All right, let's go back and listen, because this was the first big betrayal right here.
MTV.
OG's dissing?
They're not personally, they're just the West Coast. They introduced my video as like California. Like, the East Side is the best side. I see them. All the niggas was talking about how much they respect me and love me. See, I hate that. Because I be dead serious.
It's one thing when they say
Snapchat XL is talking about. He got a rhyme where, you know how you always got these little metaphors. He say, you'll get fucked like Tupac did in jail. And I'm telling y'all beforehand, off the air, I'm gonna beat this nigga's ass. And everybody's gonna be talking about how wrong I am and how I haven't changed. But what am I supposed to do with a nigga disrespecting my manhood like that? See what I mean? It's like I can't get out the game. Just like I'm saying, just like Scarface and that Carlito's way. I want to be legit. We got restaurants coming up with Alanis Morissette, me, Snoop, Suge, and Alanis Morissette open up a restaurant.
Alanis is nice.
I'm doing a soundtrack. My first soundtrack. I'm the music supervisor for this movie I'm doing. I got Alanis on there, Michelle, Incalacia, whatever her name. All these alternative stars, no rap. All this shit coming up. But what's gonna reign supreme in '96 and '97 is the ride I'm doing. And it's not even like I feel like I'm.
This guy's bananas, y'all. We gonna keep listening to this shit, yo. But he's off the chain.
Doing it for hip hop. All I'm trying to do is get the imposters out. I remember Biggie sleeping on my couch. I remember begging bitches to fuck him. Oh, you feel me? Yeah. So Big Papa don't mean nothing to me. He know it. He know it. That's why he can't fight me. That's why he can't battle me. Yeah. You know what I mean? I can make songs talking exactly about him, and he can't talk about me because he know. I'm the one that used to buy him champagne. All that shit he talking, that was me buying him that. He talking about my lifestyle with his album. Because when he was doing his album, he was broke, nigga. I was having money. The shit he talking about was my life. Thug life. That's what he talking about. All that Junior Mafia, them niggas was young motherfuckers that used to hang around that I used to give money to get on a train to go home at night. Little Caesar and all of them.
And Kim and all that.
Yeah, so now they rapping against me, and you can imagine how I fucking feel. When I got arrested in New York, I got arrested for Biggie. Them guns in my room was Biggie's guns because them cowards left the room when they heard the police was downstairs and everybody left their guns in my room. So I got 4 guns in my room. Serial numbers scratched out, and I did not snitch. I took that case. So you can imagine how I feel when I'm in jail for that case, and he out there living a mafia lifestyle, giving me no money, giving me no respect, giving me no tribute, rolling with my road dog who was there when I got shot. I mean, come on, man. I'm not paranoid. I'm not paranoid. Y'all niggas know what time it is.
Yeah. I mean,
what it is that the East Coast drug dealers got them niggas under extortion. I came and fucked up everything. Because I dissed them niggas in the Daily News. They put a hit out on me. When the niggas tried to rob me, which is all they wanted to do, I knew what they told me. That's what they was telling me. Pop, they was sending me messages through my closest road dog saying, Pop, why did you fight them? They was just coming to take your shit. But I wasn't letting nobody take my shit, and I was strapped that day. That's what I couldn't put in the bottle. I had two double Glocks on me. And when I pulled for my shit, that's when I got shot. And the reason I knew my homeboys set me up is because my homeboys knew I was strapped. The dudes came straight for me. My homeboys is behind the niggas. Like, they running for the swag. My homeboys behind the niggas, and they didn't do nothing. They knew I was strapped. All they had to do was grab the nigga, and I could have bust. But they got guns, so these niggas are coming for me, and these niggas just sitting there. And they say, get, and these niggas drop to the floor. I knew it was a setup. Nobody come downstairs to after them shot.
And then after you shot, after you shot, you went up there, they looked at you like you was a ghost?
Yo, when I walked upstairs, swear on everything I love, I seen it in their eyes. I can never describe this look until you get shot and you see it yourself. Niggas looked at me like this. I walked out the elevator, because I walked out the elevator, I didn't know I was shot in my head or nothing. I was, they said in the vibe interview, I was acting like I was in a movie. What they really trying to say is this nigga is raw. I got shot 5 times, came upstairs, did not know I had got shot 5 times. I thought I only got shot once.
Dude, it sound like you got a lot on your chest.
Oh my God.
Do y'all really believe Pac got shot 5 times? Or do y'all believe he exaggerated for more album sales? From what they said, he got shot 1 time in the groin, and he got grazed in his head by the bullet. What they were saying, Pac didn't really get shot 5 times. What do y'all think, audience? Let me know.
God, it's been so long since the Bays heard from you.
And that's why I'm giving it to you straight raw, because you got to go back and tell them the shit that we ain't recording. I'm giving you that, not to tell them the specifics, but you know when somebody calls you, go, yo, why did you do this? You know, they go, trust me, we talk to them, we know, blam, blam, blam. Now y'all know, you know what I mean? Just like they niggas on their radio stations know.
Yo, I heard that, right? Now, we're gonna go to Stretch. Magic's gonna talk about Big Stretch and Biggie and the Tupac situation real quick. Let's listen to Majesty real quick, yeah. That's Big Stretch brother. Tupac was Tupac's best friend at one time, like Biggie. And this is crazy. He going to everybody love
6 chairs or table, 4 chairs and bench in 3 finishes in time.
I've heard you speak on one of your favorite songs being Holler If You Hear Me. This is credited to your brother Stretch. Was this a joint collaboration between you and your brother? The production on that
salute,
song?
Bruh. Salute.
Holler If You Hear Me. Well, Live Squad is the producer. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know where people start separating everything, like Bomb Squad, Keith Shockley and Hank Shockley. Ain't nobody ever say who did
Top of the morning, bro.
You know what I'm saying? The Bomb
I'm
Squad
just getting off.
Squad. So Live Squad is Live Squad.
Yo, you get the link if you want to.
I don't never, you know
Biggie,
what I'm saying? But
you want to touch on this topic?
For Pac's first album. That was strictly for my niggas album. And we produced it, and that was in the mix of the Rodney King thing, and Pac went real hard on that. He went real hard where the label was like, no, you went too crazy on that. He was going at everybody, and they did that one didn't make the album, so we had to remix it, and that's how y'all got the Holler If You Hear Me that y'all know now. But we featured on the first one, the original Holler If You Hear Me. We featured on it, we produced it, and it was too crazy, so it didn't make the album. We had to remix it. And that's how all of this came about.
This is a J Mix exclusive.
And this is not the first time we've heard about unreleased cuts of Pacs that have been remixed or changed for certain reasons. In your opinion, and I don't need an exact number, how many unreleased songs do you think that you have production on Tupac?
Well, all the ones that didn't make the album when he was alive made albums when he was gone. Like God Bless the Dead and
Chase
Only
Money
Fear is
Salute.
Death and songs like that. They a lot of them came out, and if they didn't come out with the production, we still got the original production credit. So
Yo,
it's like
Taiwan,
nothing really
hit the link, Taiwan.
didn't come out. Everything really came out. You know what I'm saying?
Did Danger Time ever come out?
Danger Time is a Live Squad song for us, for a Live Squad album. So
Chase
that
Money
only
Salute.
it leaked when I leaked it. You know what I'm saying? But that's our song.
Were you able to go on tour? I seen a show in Maryland that was Tupac, Live Squad, and Biggie. Were you there at that show?
Let's chop it up on this.
Matter of fact, yeah, I was at the show. We performed. Yeah, every time Pac went out, like, and for people that, I don't know if the industry is still doing this, but everybody does a free tour for the black colleges. They do free shows for the black colleges. Pac was the first person to start that, and that's the tour we was on. And he would let us start the show,
top niggas up
or
in
he
here,
would let
man.
Big start the show, and then we would come out and
top
do
niggas up here.
Today, you took delicious vitamin-packed Centrum multi-gummies with essential nutrients for energy and immunity support.
our song, and then Pac would start the show. And that show you talking about, that's one of those shows that we was doing. Crazy. Real crazy.
And Pac and Big were tight at that point, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very tight. That's how we met Big.
The Danny Luck Show.
So
Salute,
first,
Queen,
we
salute.
didn't like Big because we had a friend called Biggie Small.
I'm the only one on right now, bro.
So
Danny Luck Show.
And we,
Grand
and
Rising,
when,
Queen.
what's the movie?
Come on, you get the link too. I want to hear what you got to say. It's an open platform. I want to hear what everybody have to say about this situation.
They were cops. Who's the man? We was supposed to be on the soundtrack for that. Heartless was going to be on the soundtrack for that movie.
Yeah.
But Arista had the soundtrack for that movie, and who was in charge of the soundtrack?
Sugar Please, Queen.
So Hold the Song made the cut. There was only 2 songs left. It was only 1 song left that could make the album, and it was between Heartless and and Party and Bullshit was Big's first single. And of course, you know what happened. That's Puff. He has the soundtrack. Big is his artist. He put Party and Bullshit, so we didn't end up on the soundtrack. So we didn't know Big then. So when we found out that, we was like, who's Big? And then his name was Big, and our friend name was Big. So we didn't really like him, you know, when we first heard about him. And then when Pop was like, that's my man, he cool, and we finally met him, and even though it was history from there, man, he was mad cool, you know.
On the song God Bless the Dead, he shouts out rest in peace to Biggie Smalls. Now, that was another rapper. Is that who you're referring to?
He's not a rapper. That's my guy, Biggie Smalls. You know, he wasn't a rapper. He was one of the soldiers on our team, you know what I'm saying? In my neighborhood. And Pac loved him because he was a real dude, you know what I'm saying? And when he died, Pac felt that loss that we took, and he was like, we got to do a song for Big, man. And that's how that came about, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that a lot of people took that as some kind of prophetic message to the Notorious B.I.G. because it was released on Greatest Hits.
Yeah, a lot of people was like, how did he do that? But nah, that was from my man Biggie Smalls from Queens, you know what I'm saying? AKA Drake. And back in the days, he used to write graffiti on the walls, Cas, C-A-S. You ever see that in New York anyway? If graffiti's still up, Cas, that's that's my dude, Big Drick,
Let's
a.k.a.
get 500
Biggie
people in
Small.
here, man. The 500 plus get Chicago clothing T-shirt. My
Now,
man
Live
Taiwan
Squad is
Sellers.
all over the Strictly album, but there's a notable absence from Me Against the World. Why is that?
What happened? Oh, well, you know, we was with Pac from the beginning, you know, Tupac Lives Now, then Strictly for My, then the Thug Life album, then he got locked up, and then, you know, we fell out of contact after that. You know, when he came home, we you know, he was doing him and we was doing us, you know, pursuing our career, so we never really bumped back heads. And
y'all hear Majesty? Y'all hear what he said? How close Tupac and Biggie relationship was, and Biggie warned Tupac. Pac even said Biggie warned him. So if Biggie warned you, why you didn't take heed? Let's go back right here. Let's go back here.
But we had a friend called Biggie Small from Queens. So when Pac and when what's the movie? What's the movie with Ed Lover and Dr. Dre and there was cops? Who's the man? We was supposed to be on the soundtrack for that. Heartless was going to be on the soundtrack for that movie, but Arista had the soundtrack for that movie, and who was in charge of the soundtrack?
Yeah, like, subscribe, and share. Yeah, like, subscribe, and share.
Made the cut. There was only 2 songs left. It was only 1 song left that could make the album, and it was between Heartless and and Party and Bullshit, which was Big's first single. And of course, you know what happened. That's Puff. He has the soundtrack. Big is his artist. He put Party and Bullshit, so we didn't end up on the soundtrack. So we didn't know Big then. So when we found out that, we was like, "Who is Big?" And then his name was Big, and our friend name was Big. So we didn't really like him, you know, when we first heard about him. And then when Pac was like, "That's my man, he cool," and we finally met him, and you know, it was history from there, man. He was mad cool, you know.
On the song God Bless the Dead, he shouts out rest in peace to Biggie Smalls. Now, that was another rapper. Is that who you're referring to?
He's not a rapper. That's my guy, Big. Biggie Smalls. You know, he wasn't a rapper. He was one of the soldiers on our team, you know what I'm saying? In my neighborhood. And Pac loved him because he was a real dude, you know what I'm saying? And when he died, Pac felt that loss that we took, and he was like, "We got to do a song for Big, man." And that's how that came about, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people took that as some kind of prophetic message to the Notorious B.I.G. because it was released on Greatest Hits.
Yeah, a lot of people was like, "How did he do that?" But nah, that was from my man Biggie Smalls from Queens, you know what I'm saying? A.K.A. Drake. And back in the days, he used to write graffiti on the walls, Cas, C-A-S. You ever see that in New York anyway? If graffiti's still up, Cas, that's my dude, Big Drick, a.k.a. Biggie Small. Rest in peace.
Now, Live Squad is all over the Strictly album, but there's a notable absence from Me Against the World. Why is that?
What happened? Oh, well, you know, we was with Pac from the beginning, you know, Tupac Lives Now, then Strictly for My, then the Thug Life album, then he got locked up, and then, you know, we fell out of contact after that. You know, when he came home, we you know, he was doing him and we was doing us, you know, pursuing our career, so we never really bumped back heads, and so that's how that happened, you know.
People think that Tupac blamed your brother for the 1994 shooting. Was there ever a falling out between the two?
The only thing, like I told you, Pac would say things out of his mouth that he told you himself on documentaries, "I got a big mouth." So sometimes he would say certain things that he didn't mean, or he would probably clear up, you know what I'm saying, later on. just that he's not here no more, you know what I'm saying? So he couldn't never clear none of that up. But to correct you, he never said nothing about my brother having anything to do with the shooting. Yeah, I ain't never hear that. All he said was that my brother was supposed to grab the gun. I don't know what kind of bulletproof skin he thought my brother had, but at that time, that's all he said was my brother was tall, cowering over them, and he was supposed to grab the gun. I don't think anybody agrees with that one. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that came, and then my brother answered back in the vibe, and that was it. But they was brothers, you know what I'm saying? They paths separated, because you know Pop was, you know, he was in his own little zone, you know, after everything happened, and you know, Interscope just left him for dead, you know what I'm saying?
All right. They're going to have Pop betray Biggie. Let's go to the other betrayals of Biggie Smalls. Let's check this out, child. You know what I'm saying? I'm going through all the betrayals of Biggie Smalls. Now, this Diddy caught on camera showing fake remorse for Biggie Smalls. Let's go.
A lot of different theories on what happened. One of the theories the police are working on now is a money conflict with someone out in Los Angeles. What's your theory?
I know that's completely not true. Biggie didn't have no money conflicts with anybody. And as far as my theory, it would be inadequate for me to speculate. I would just be like everybody else to speculate on who did this or why it was done. I mean, one thing I do know is that it was evil, it was ignorant, and it hurts, you know what I'm saying?
What has it been like emotionally for you? I mean, it's a tragedy. Seeing a close friend like that gunned down. What have you been going through?
Honestly,
they want to boss back.
It's been hard. I mean, that's the only way I could describe it, you know, when it wasn't supposed to be like this.
Let's talk about...
So, sucker, why would Jane Dale told you that they was coming to get you that night? Why didn't you leave? Why didn't you stay in the hotel? Why you forced Biggie out to go to that party with you? I don't care what Lil C said. Because Lil C still trying to get that bag from you. Why? When they told you that, you didn't leave and cut the shit short. Because you wanted Biggie going. You knew Biggie was about to leave your label. Biggie already had signed, what was it? A $60 million, he already had a $60 million contract in his bag to start his own label. Huh? Greg Waters, peace. Say that, let him know that too. Let him know that, Puffy. P. Diddy. You run the city, right?
About that, Tupac Shakur's death about 6 months ago kind of showed how vulnerable rap artists are.
Yes.
Did Biggie at all feel that his life was in danger?
He never told me, I can only speak, he never told me he felt that his life was in danger.
Oh, you're a liar.
We always, me and him, we always had conversations, and I'm very close with God, and through our relationship, I was trying to show him how God is his friend, and he was taking in God as his friend, you know, and it was a gradual thing, and he started understanding. He even had got a scripture, you know, tattooed on his arm, and I have this medallion of Jesus that he went and he had got the same medallion of Jesus.
What did the scripture say?
It said, the Lord is the light of my life. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is my salvation. Whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even my enemies and foes, came to eat upon my flesh, they stumbled and fell.
Notorious B.I.G. Was his public image a real reflection?
He memorized that shit, child. He memorized that shit just for the show.
To be honest, his public image, as far as he was a human being, that's the best way I could describe him. He made some mistakes. I know when y'all show the news clippings of him getting out of a car with his hands behind his back being arrested, a lot of us who are not, you know, who are not trying to be negative or not trying to be caught up in negativity. Sometimes we make mistakes. He, as a human being, made mistakes, and those mistakes can't be taken back. He tried every day to learn from the mistakes and live his life a better way.
Is your public image a true reflection of who you are?
The way that I see the media portray me, I could say definitely is not the way that I am.
How do you feel the media portrays you?
I've seen the media portray me like I'm a gangster. At times I'm a cold individual. I'm just a shrewd businessman, which is just not the case.
Who are you?
My name is Sean Combs. I'm a young black man that I just had a dream to just be successful in life. I had a dream to go against all the negativity that was in front of me, all the things that.
Enough of that liar. Enough of that liar, y'all. I know it's early. I don't know nobody in here, but my bad. I'm just getting off work. My times are messed up. Hopefully, I can get back on top of this. Puffy's definitely the clown, bruh. Now let's go to his best friend, DRoc.
It's your selfie cut. I'm using my selfie cut. This is the Harry Billups speaks on DRoc, Damian DRoc Butler situation. Now we know DRoc was Biggie Smalls' man's best friend, right hand man. You know what I'm saying? And he took a sentence so Biggie didn't have to go to jail or prison, and he knew Biggie was going to get a lot of money, so he took that. Sounds like a great friend. He took that out. He sat his ass up in prison. He knew he had no rap talent or no type of talent besides, doing his thing on the corner, which everybody can't do forever. So he knew if he sat down for a few years in prison, he knew his mans would eat. He knew his mans was getting signed to Puff Daddy. He knew his mans was gonna eat. So he's smart. Sit down 3 years, live through hell, you get out, you live that rich life, right? Biggie stashed a few $100,000 for him for when he got out. Now my issue is Gene Dill, who was, pretty close to Puff, who knows a lot. He's given all this evidence where, Puffy was a little shady. And my thing is, Damian DRoc Butler, how can you hang out with somebody who kind of screwed your best friend over? I mean, maybe DRoc just has a forgiving heart. Maybe he's one of those type guys. But I think maybe DRoc doesn't understand the extent of what Puff Daddy did to get Biggie over to is okay with that. Maybe it's something.
All right, Chai. Now we're going to listen to the investigators talk. I want y'all to check it out, man.
Podcast called The Dossier, and I want to welcome them to All Hip Hop right now. How's it going, guys?
Hey, good to see you.
Good, likewise. Good. Looking forward to having a great discussion with you. And so, just to get started, I wanted to talk to you both about The Dossier and what exactly the Dossier podcast is centered around. What's it all about?
I realized that Phil was an FBI agent who had worked out of the LA field division. And secondarily to that, I realized that he had investigated what at the time was called sort of a public corruption case, looking into whether LAPD officers were involved in the murder of Biggie. At the time that I found out that Phil had done this, he was still inside the FBI. So knowing anything about the FBI, you know, FBI agents will not talk. They will not talk to the media. They will not talk to civilians. They won't talk to anybody. It just so happened, though, that Phil was retiring, and he said, you know what, I'll sit down with you and I'll talk to you. And I think from what I wanted, right, is that I looked at this story, and I've always felt there was a part of this story that sort of centered around common sense, right? And when you look at the murder of Big, what you really have to look at is these three different main stories. When Biggie is killed, a guy by the name of Russ Poole of LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division gets the case. He tries to solve the case, and at every turn is sort of shut down by LAPD. He is pushed out of LAPD. He sort of is blackballed out of LAPD. And that is the first instance of this case where you started to see weird things happening, where he wanted to investigate different things. He wanted to run ballistics on a car that possibly, you know, was at the murder scene, and the LAPD told him not to. So after Russ Poole is taken off the case, a number of years later, a guy by the name of Greg Kading takes on the case. And once Greg Kading takes on the case, he's part of this task force, and he starts to go down another avenue. And correct me if I'm wrong, and maybe this needs to be fact checked. Kading's basic theory is a guy by the name of Wardell Poochie Faust is the trigger man and kills Biggie, and Poochie Faust is dead. Conveniently, great, you know, makes sense. He writes a book, he does a documentary, he does a TV series on Unsolved, right? And I think it's at that moment, after that show came out, that I would say the general public and everyone heads exploded on what happened here. I'm confused, who's who. And the second part of this is what I realized is that the real information about what happened in this murder actually was with two different things. First, it was contained in all of the information that existed when Biggie's mom sued the city of Los Angeles, right? Perry Sanders and Rob Frank, the attorneys, they do a civil suit. And what happens when you do a civil suit, you're entitled to discovery, right? You can ask for discovery from the LAPD. In the process of asking for this discovery, a number of more information, more files, more, let's say it, evidence sort of trickled out. But the reason why no one knew about it is all of these legal documents in the civil trial are all sealed. They're under federal record. So in the midst of the civil trial, funny enough, and this is where I decided that Phil's story was worth telling, is as the civil trial is going on, Phil decides to open up what is considered Phil, you can correct me if I'm wrong, a public corruption case, correct? You said,
yeah,
there's something here. I don't know what it is. And Phil admittedly will tell you he was not a fan of hip hop music. He was not,
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah. And so for me, what the dossier is in its core is two things. It is one, the story of Phil's investigation and what he uncovered and why the LAPD obstructed justice in what he was trying to find out. And the second thing, what I tried to do is explain all of the information that exists that Biggie's mom has, that Biggie's lawyers have, that has never seen the light of day. And I can share some of that evidence that is part of documents that I was given that only her lawyers have and the city of Los Angeles has. No journalist has it. And I can outline for you and sort of explain some of that stuff as we continue the conversation. So that's the dossier. That's how me and Phil came together. And then as I started to talk to Phil, you know, his story in itself is staggering. What could have happened to his career if certain things went wrong, and I'll let him pick up, you know, where I'm leaving you of the origin story of how the podcast came together.
Hey, it's Adam from StreamYard. We have an exciting new feature to announce called Green Room, which is now available only on the business plan.
So, Phil, if we can get some backstory on you, you know, first off, you know, how did you come to the FBI, and you know, what particular training did you have to go through in order to, you know, become a certified FBI agent?
Yeah, I took a little different route, I think, than most people. I don't have a military background. I wasn't prior law enforcement. I'm not an attorney. I was a bond trader. I was a bond trader for 10 years out of college. And it was one of those things where, you know, one night, I'm watching a couple movies that involve, it was The Untouchables, and my, trying to think of what the other movie was I watched. But anyways, it's intriguing. People, I think, naturally are drawn to gangster, police, money laundering, illegal gambling, that kind of underworld. It's just interesting. And the movies that I was watching, it just got my intrigue. And I remember I was sitting at my desk when I was a bond trader with my partner, and I actually called up the CIA first, and just called an 800 number and asked if they were hiring. As crazy as that sounds, and they said no. And I said, all right, well, I'm going to give the FBI a call. So I called the FBI, and they asked me, like, oh, do you want to file a complaint? And I said, no. I said, I'm interested in becoming an FBI agent. I mean, as crazy as that is, that's honest to God how it happened. And thank God at the time, if I was under this impression that, do a couple interviews, what have you, maybe things work out, maybe things don't. I mean, I was very happy and making good money as a bond trader. Well, a year and a half later, after going through all different types of testing and the whole process, going through the interviews and things like that, I got a call and said, okay, here's your date to show up at the FBI Academy out in Quantico. And then at that time is when I went and told my bosses, and they were happy for me. And they said, if it doesn't work out, you can always come back here. And I think what I had going for me was, when I was in college, I played a Division I sport. I was on scholarship. I was in a fraternity for 4 years. I was very active. So I did a lot of traveling, and come to find out later on in my FBI career, when I actually would interview prospective agents, is that's what they're really looking for.
Well, let's get to the bigger.
I mean, it's great to have a good resume, cases on some, one case was a bad ATF agent.
There were multiple agents involved. How did you start that investigation? And, what was kind of the catalyst to spark the entire Ramfit squad?
Well,
what particular crime?
Well, the way that it actually happened originally was Rafael Perez. This is before Rampart really even. I mean, there was no state or federal case on Rampart. Rampart was just another division within LAPD. Well, Rafael Perez got busted ordering out cocaine from an evidence locker, LAPD. And so when they brought him in, when they finally, in order to get him to talk, they gave him the deal of the century. I think he got, I don't know, like 3 or 4 years. But when they gave him that deal, they had no idea what he was going to tell them. They thought maybe that he was going to tell them about just some other bad stuff that he'd been involved with and some of the more cocaine that he'd been stealing out of the locker. Well, he throws out the bombshell about Rampart and about all these corrupt police officers and all the bad stuff they were doing, you know, planting evidence, shooting unarmed people, ripping off drug traffickers. And this was not only going on with just Rafael Perez and his partner, who actually got caught up in the whole Rampart scandal, Nino Durden, but he gave us a list of, I don't know, 40, 50 plus police officers that were all in Rampart. They were all part of this corruption. And once that happened, it no longer became an LAPD internal affairs investigation on Rafael Perez. Now you're talking about, you know, civil rights violation, you know, shooting unarmed people, planning.
Rafael Perez and Nino Durden. This was basically sparked by Nino Durden, the officer shot an unarmed gang member, if I'm not mistaken, and he framed him. And from there, you know, the cocaine happened, $800,000 worth of cocaine out of the locker. And so that was the start of the whole Rampart. And for viewers who saw, in particular, Straight Outta Compton, the Rampart officers were the guys who would come through with the batarams and knock your house down, and or was that the crash unit? Am I confusing those?
That was a crash unit within Rampart. Rampart is was just like a, I don't know what.
You know, there were some high-profile officers working at Death Row Records, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. So Kevin Gaines was an LAPD officer, and he was sleeping with Sharitha Knight, which is Suge's estranged wife at the time. So Kevin is he's living with Sharitha Knight, and because of Sharitha's involvement with Death Row Records, Kevin Gaines had a good in with Death Row Records, and he starts getting his buddies, you know, David Mack, Rafael Perez, Sammy Martin, all these other guys, these side jobs to work security for Death Row Records. Well, what happened one day is Kevin Gaines is driving his car, and he pulls up next to another car with a white guy who looks like he's a narcotics dealer or something, okay? It was Frank Liga, but Kevin Gaines didn't know that was Frank Liga, and Frank Liga didn't know that was Kevin Gaines. They were both LAPD officers at the time. Something happens between the two of them. Kevin Gaines brandishes his gun at Frank Liga. The light turns green, and Kevin Gaines takes off. They stop at a light a little further down, and again, Kevin Gaines does something where he's trying to pull his gun up, like he's trying to show some bravado or this tough guy image. And as he does that, Frank Liga beats him to the punch, and he pulls his gun out and he shoots Kevin Gaines. And Kevin Gaines ends up crashing his car into, I think it was a gas station, and he dies. And from that, they put Frank Liga
like,
through
subscribe,
the coals.
share.
He went through, I want to say, like 5 or 6
if I want you, I can
board of rights
donate.
hearings. But the big thing was Kevin Gaines dying.
Giveaway.
That was their big in with Death Row Records at the time.
10
some
days,
of these officers,
so
like the Max and Perez's and stuff like that.
Hopefully some of y'all be present.
So what everybody believes, the reason that Rafael Perez started ordering out or basically stealing this cocaine out of the evidence locker of LAPD was originally a couple of the cases were Frank Liga's cases. That was Rafael Perez's way of getting back at Frank Liga. Frank Liga did nothing wrong. He was cleared of everything, but they still ruined that guy's career. But that was way for Rafael Perez to get back at Frank Liga for killing Kevin Gaines and kind of being there in with Death Row Records and doing all the security stuff and all that sort of stuff.
Okay, so Rafael Perez, his infractions were rose to the federal level, and you were investigating those types of civil rights violations, and that's what Ramfit was working to uncover, if I'm summarizing that correctly, right?
Oh, you're correct. Yep.
And so now, you know, how did you discover or even come across anything relating to the incident involving Biggie Smalls at the Peterson?
Well, at that time, so I was paired up with an LAPD officer. There was
at first. Well, let me say something about that. Biggie Smalls at the Peterson Museum, right? For that party. Biggie Smalls was being followed by the feds. Biggie Smalls had just got a gun charge, and he was linked to the Genovese's crime family. That's in his FBI files. He was partnered up with the Genovese crime family moving guns across the nation, they were saying. So that's why the feds was following Biggie all over the place. But what I want to know is why they let Biggie get murdered like that and then stop it. They was following him. They was right there watching it. I'm just curious about that myself. Yeah, I got the answer. Y'all can let me know.
To kind of show you how the whole once the internal affairs investigations of Rafael Perez started, and that's when he started cooperating, and that's when we started finding out about all these civil rights violations, and Ramfit was opened up, and that was run out of the FBI office, and that's where you had 5 FBI agents that were paired up with 5 LAPD detectives, and then there was a lieutenant from the LAPD that actually sat in the FBI office. And so we were all assigned different cases based on the allegations that Rafael Perez provided. And again, you're looking at 40, 50, 60 police officers where there's all these types of allegations of misconduct by these officers. So each pair, like me and my partner, we would get certain cases and we look at it. And then we would have obviously group meetings. Everybody would share what they found out or what kind of cases they were working, and things like that. So from working the Rampart investigation, and slowly but surely, the Rampart or Ramfit on the federal side, it started getting pared down. And it was myself and an FBI friend of mine who I worked other cases with. At the end, it was just the two of us. The lieutenant from LAPD was gone. All the LAPD detectives, they were then gone. And it really came down to just myself, my FBI partner, and then we had a supervisor that oversaw it. So I was there to the very end.
And you guys secured hundreds of convictions were tossed out because of your investigations. Isn't that correct?
Well, what happened is all the cases that Rafael Perez was involved in, or Nino Durden was involved in, because they both pled guilty, those all got thrown out. And I want to say LAPD probably paid out, I want to say close to $100 million, I think was the total from, all the different cases. And I remember, I think I don't know if it was 18 or 20 or 22 million or something like that was paid to Javier Ovando. And that was he was like the poster child, if you will. Yeah, we started looking at all these cases, and LAPD still doing their internal affairs. So some officers were getting fired, some officers were getting reprimanded, some officers were resigning before they got charged or got disciplined by internal affairs. But the whole Rampart thing was just a mess, to be honest.
And so
with you.
what specific thing jumped out at you during this investigation, again, that introduced you to Biggie Smalls?
It was just the rampant corruption that was going on. And what was interesting is a couple of the police officers that were on that list that were part of the Rampart investigation that we really never got an opportunity to look into. I got called in by my boss one day and said, "Hey, Phil, I've got something here for you." And one of the police officers, an LAPD officer that was working in Rampart, that was actually involved in a shooting while at Rampart that we were questioning, had just been busted by trying to buy 10 kilos of cocaine from an undercover DEA officer down in San Diego. His name is Ruben Palomeros. And because of my knowledge of the Rampart investigation and the AUSA that was heading up the Rampart investigation, I had done a lot of other cases with her. She was going to on all these cops, all the corruption that was going on, how they were doing it.
Okay.
I think it was sometime in 2002.
So this is before the civil suit.
Yeah. When I first opened up the Biggie case, I knew nothing about a civil case. I don't even think the civil case had even been filed. I don't know.
And
But
you hadn't even heard about, because Biggie was murdered in March 9th, 97. You had never even really heard about the incident or the murder of this famous rapper?
No. I'll be no.
I was in jail.
That's fine. I'm just getting clarification.
Yeah, no, I wasn't up to speed on the whole hip hop scene, but at the same time, I love documentaries. I love just seeing what's on TV, what's popular, whatever. And I was kind of mesmerized by the whole documentary of Biggie, the whole music scene, hip hop, police officers. They're going over all this stuff. And while I'm watching this and they're starting to talk about some of the information, the evidence, I'm going, no, that's not correct, because I know what went on in these other police corruption cases, because they're trying to come up with theories, or people are coming up with their own theories of what might have happened or who was involved and who might have committed the murder and all that sort of stuff. And that's when I started thinking, like, no, I kind of know what's going on here. And so
when you saw that, real quick, when you saw that documentary, did they name or mention Rafael Perez and David Mack? And if so, because of your prior investigations, did this, really set off alarm bells for you as, something that should be really looked into?
You know what? I don't know if they actually mentioned those police officers then. I can't recall. Or when they talked about the LAPD corruption, and they might have mentioned those two officers because of their whole Rampart involvement. And I think there initially were allegations that the police might have been involved in it. That's when I wrote up a long communication to my boss. It must have been 8 or 10 pages long. And I went through everything with them. And because, normally when I'm working my prison corruption cases, I'm not working with other agents that are working, say, a corruption case against LA sheriff or something like that. But because I was involved with the Rampart case, the Palmeros case, and I had knowledge of the David Mack bank robbery case, I was able to kind of put it all together, saying, like, no, there's a pattern here, and it's not a good pattern. And it involves corrupt LAPD officers, and the same names are coming up. And so that's when I sat down with my bosses. And again, if they didn't think there was something there and they didn't think it was worth investigating and understanding, this isn't just your run of a mill, I don't know, bank fraud case where, like I say, like a teller steals money out of the till or something. When you're talking about going after potentially corrupt police officers, that's real high profile. It's like going after a senator or a congressman, where based on these allegations, if they're not true, you don't want to ruin somebody's career. The last thing in the world that I would ever want to do is ruin a good cop's career on some bullshit allegation that somebody made up. So you gotta be real particular, and you gotta have enough information to where a lot of times what they do is they open up what's called a preliminary investigation.
Y'all want to get up in here?
So it's not a full field case yet.
And comment
I
on
was
the
able
show,
to dig
man,
up
on this
enough
Biggie thing, man.
information, and with the knowledge I had
The
from
link
these
is
other
pinned to the
cases,
top. Hit that link
to where when I went in and I presented this to my bosses,
so you love to Notorious
it wasn't
B.I.G.
a preliminary investigation. It was a full field investigation, case number, title, everything, and just started running with the ball then.
And what were the first set of facts that you were using to come to the conclusion that? Well, let me back up. Let me ask you this question: how did Rafael Perez and David Mack really intersect? Because their cases were obviously different. Were they both part of Rampart, or is their only connection the fact that they were both supposedly connected to the Bloods and moonlighting with Suge?
No, they were both connected to the Rampart. I mean, Rafael Perez, when you say the Rampart case, the first everybody's will come to their mind Rafael Perez. I mean, he was the face of that case. David Mack, while they were at Rampart, David Mack actually killed somebody, shot somebody, and he claimed that it's because that person was about ready to shoot Rafael Perez. So Rafael Perez has always felt this connection to David Mack or indebted to him, because basically they're saying that David Mack saved Perez's life. Well, then you find out about the allegations, and they come true regarding Rafael Perez's involvement with all the corruption that was going on there. David Mack was on our radar screen for Rampart, and then next thing you know.
All right, y'all. Yeah, I heard the police, the ex-FBI detective, FBI agent talking about it. Now, we're going to do some more investigations ourselves, right? The Nation of Islam, remember that has to do with Biggie's murder? This is fair use.
Hub.com. Trust me.
Mess around. We
Cuddy gang.
But Wallace, also known as the Notorious B.I.G. killer, has been revealed, according to an ex-FBI agent, Phil Carson, who told the New York Post, and I quote, "All the evidence points to Amir Muhammad. He's the one who pulled the trigger." Retired FBI agent Phil Carson, who worked the case for 2 years, also claimed that ex-Death Row Records CEO Marion Suge Knight financed the hit. He also alleged there were plenty of others who helped orchestrate it and allowed him to pull the trigger, along with corrupt officers from the LAPD. Phil Carson also stated the alleged cover-up was the biggest miscarriage of justice in his 20-year career at the FBI. He claimed he had evidence that the LAPD officers were involved, and he was shut down by the LAPD and city attorneys inside of Los Angeles. A 2003 FBI report obtained by the Post that outlines the case stating Amir Muhammad, aka Harry Billups, the godparent of LAPD officer Dave Mackey's 2 children, has been identified by several sources as the trigger man, reads the formal FBI request, penned by Carson himself, that the investigation be given a Los Angeles case file number. Mack is a registered owner of a 1995 black SS Impala with chrome wheels, the exact description given as being driven by Wallace's shooter. Carson also revealed the original target was not Biggie, but Sean Puffy Combs, who was in a vehicle ahead of Biggie's SUV on the night of the murder. Carson said he shared this information with Combs, and that the record label exec was pretty freaked out to learn that he was the intended target. That explains why the nigga fled Cali so damn fast after it happened. He probably felt like he was next. Shit. Carson demands that law enforcement officials in California renew the investigation and solve what filmmaker Sororsky, the director of the movie City of Lies, which is a documentary about Biggie's murder, calls the JFK assassination of the rap world. The civil case filed against the LAPD by the Wallace family in 2002 contains much of the evidence about the murder, but remains sealed under the order of a federal judge, who's most likely corrupt as a motherfucker. Shit.
Hey, how's it going? Sean Cano here from Think Media. If you want to get an unfair advantage in a very competitive YouTube.
The criminal investigation into the murder officially remains open, according to the LAPD, which Carson says there has been little to no activity on the case for years. It's some effed up stuff, man. And they about to pin some of this shit on Suge Knight. He already going through enough because he
Jail, sitting at jail down there by DRoc to death.
It's ironic that Suge Knight will probably never see the light of day as a free man after all this shit get pinned on him for the assassination of the Notorious B.I.G. Well, maybe not the assassination. Let me not make this bigger than it is.
The government hates rap. You know why I say that? Because they don't arrest anybody that kills rappers. They don't got no clues,
TV,
no
yes.
suspect.
That's what the FBI agent said.
What y'all think, Curry gang? Is some justice gonna be served? Or the corruption of our government gonna prevail again like they've done over and over in the past? You know one thing, Curry gang? The corruption of the US of A make me question if karma really even exists. It seems they've been able to oppress, impoverish, murder, pillage, and jail people here and all over the world with no backlash and no repercussion. I tell you one thing, they definitely been kicking a black man and woman in their ass for as long as all of us can remember, and still is. Nothing is being done about it. Just a whole lot of unjust bullshit. So comment below, Curry Gang, and let me know what y'all think about this ongoing Biggie case. Y'all feel like justice will someday prevail? Or these corrupt assholes going to continue to get away with it? Freaking losers. Slackers.
Yo, yeah. Yo, dealing with this shit, man. It just makes you think, you know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm gonna let you hear what Pac had to say about Biggie.
Was what they was doing was like ending our culture when we started. We held it down for y'all. That's how I felt. I was in tears. Like, what? When y'all was out there on some, when LL was dancing with women in silver suits and niggas was on some other shit, which I'm not mad at because I might do that one day. And I love them niggas. You know what I mean? But I'm saying when you was being creative and wanting to try other boundaries, we was holding it down with this whole.
One more thing on the man, that's so profound what you're saying.
But it's real, huh?
It's real. It's so real. I never thought
but
about
it's realer than what
so
brothers
profound.
They see. People think it's realer than what they think.
People think I just got out of jail and was like, just because I got shot on the East Coast, I'm like, fuck the East Coast.
Yeah,
you know, half the rappers from the East Coast was there when I got shot. Nobody knew it then. That's just like you coming to the hood, the police ask them what happened, and everybody's like, I don't know. You know they lying. And all I was doing was like, give me my proper etiquette. If Biggie was out here on the West Coast, he was in the studio with me and we homeboys, and he got shot. No, I wouldn't tell him who did it, but he would want. I wouldn't go ride on niggas who did it, but he would want to know who did it. Then I'd be like, look, man, these niggas from Watch did it. This is why they're gonna talk to you. When. That's how I do it. Just like when the niggas from the 60s wanted to get a track. I went to them personally and talked to them.
Tupac.
I knew how to lose the etiquette. So I got shot. I'm like, yo, what happened? Come see me in jail. Biggie all in the air to my Park is my homeboy wound, but not
Come
seeing
on, man.
my
All
homeboy Stretch is going to Biggie's concert.
Evans.
Niggas is like abandoning me. But all in the air and on TV, they like, Pac, rest, you know, keep the struggle on. I'm like, yo, I'm starting to turn into like Slick Rick. Niggas is just gonna act like I'm gonna just be in jail and they gonna give me shout outs and try to take my position. And if you watch, that's what Biggie did. Listen to us. I was there, nigga. I trained the nigga. He used to be under me like my lieutenant. The nigga, I used to come to New York. I used to do shows and let the nigga come on before I did Keep Your Head Up and Get Around. Because nobody knew the nigga in New York. And I used to tell the nigga, yo, if you want to make your money, you got to rap for the bitches. Do not rap for the niggas. I told the nigga, don't rap for the niggas. Rap for the bitches. The bitches will buy your records and the niggas want what the bitches want. So all of a sudden, he changed from being listen to party and bullshit. Listen to his style. He changed from that to Big Papa. Because of me. He had my album, Me Against the World, was the second one. He had the first one. I changed everything because Ready to Die came out and it sounded like my album. All my album was about, you know, dealing with death. And then he came out Ready to Die and I had to switch it.
Wow.
That's why it was less East Coast rap, East Coast beats, because Biggie had just took my shit.
That's what, but you could listen to it. That's what that was a success too, because he took like West Coast sound.
We flipped it. I told him that. I told him that. I trained. He was supposed to be Thug Life. All while he was coming up, I used to let him come on stage with me. He was screaming Thug Life.
Hey, cause
he was like, I hate Brooklyn. I hate New York. I'm out with them niggas puppy cheating me. Woo, woo, woo. All of a sudden he blew up and he wasn't saying Thug Life. So I started getting mad, and I was seeing niggas plays. He was hugging me, yo, Pop, yo, thank you, was the only nigga that woo. But he told me like about a week before I got shot, he knew the nigga that was shot me, and he was like, Pop, don't hang around this nigga. He don't mean you no harm. We walked in with the nigga that shot me, that ended up shooting me. He's like, Pop, don't fuck with this nigga, because I knew the nigga too. He was my Cody fan. And I was like, what you mean? He's like, I'll talk to you about it later. And we didn't talk. The next time I saw him was at the studio where I got shot. So I knew he knew what happened. So I was like, Biggie, what happened? He kept sending me messages like a bitch, you know, like, I'm gonna come see you. No, nigga, what happened? While I'm in jail, strangers is telling me, yo, you don't know? Biggie homeboy shot you. Because they bragging, they telling they niggas in jail, yo, we just got popped, woo, woo, woo. And my cousin was in jail in New York because I got family out there. He's sitting right there while the niggas getting the call going, yo, my homeboys just jacked that nigga Tupac. So that's how I knew who shot me, what happened, and everything. They mad because I know what happened. That's why they all, you know, it's big enough, they're not rotten. That's why what I'm doing, I know what I'm doing. I'm destroying them. I fucked his wife. I'm fucking them in the game. I'm destroying them.
Legend from 81,
he lives by
facts.
the rules of the game. He lives off
Pac
of my
sounds just like a head
I'm
man.
bringing him
Don't he? I swear.
He totally
And I don't like
disregarded the rules of the
like
game,
I said,
and he's everything but a mafia nigga.
Reinventing it.
Right, I'm showing. You know what I mean? Like, if anybody's a mafia nigga, me, nigga.
Jealous.
I fucked your bitch. I took 5 shots. I went in your crew. I mean, I just what?
Super guy's butt took in.
I went to New York. They don't do
Rikers
shows out here.
took a
I did
bum.
Saturday Night Live. Y'all forgot.
You want that
Live
Dookie Booty?
in New York, where everybody knew I was gonna be there on stage, no problems. Went to the clubs, everything. In the middle with my West Side ride. You know what I mean? Because I'm real about it. I don't hate New York, but if y'all don't understand it, then fuck it. You get rolled over too. Because I hear y'all. I was in jail and I heard what they were saying on the radios. You know how we got the Wake Up show? Right. You know, they got their own shows. They got their little mixed shows with Red Alert and this nigga and that nigga and what's his name? Flex. And I swear to God, dog, they used to diss the West Coast. They had these commercials where they be like, hey, dog, what's up, dog? And I used to be like, in jail in New York on my radio, like, oh, shit. You know how you would feel if you heard your own?
I think we're unique because now, as you can see, we are in a studio atmosphere. We're not in a remote atmosphere anymore. But then how do we kind of...
I could definitely go to
it just clowned you, and I was like, oh, man. Oh, and all my homeboys like, yo, Puppy just did a show out here. I was like, how was it? It's like, good, we gave him love, we gave him this, we gave him that. He was talking all this unity shit, but then when they go home,
they be popping
Q-Tip, they made all these underground tapes dissing us.
Q-Tip?
Yes, Q-Tip. So then when niggas ride back, then they want to talk about the culture and be hip-hop-ish again. But that's not fair. How you gonna be bold? And that's what they all do. They all play badasses. Same thing for the Fugees. They just diss me on the air on MTV.
Fugees diss you?
They're not personally, just the West Coast. They introduced my video as like California love. The East Side is the best side. Well, I see them. All the niggas was talking about how much they respect me and love me. See, I hate that. Because I be dead serious.
It's one thing when they say
Snapchat XL is talking about. He got a rhyme where you know how you always got these little metaphors. He say, you'll get fucked like Tupac did in jail. Now I'm telling y'all beforehand, off the air, I'm gonna beat this nigga's ass. And everybody's gonna be talking about how wrong I am and how I haven't changed. But what am I supposed to do when a nigga disrespected my manhood like that? See what I mean? It's like I can't get out the game. It's like I'm saying, just like Scarface and that Carlito's way. I want to be legit. We got restaurants coming up with Alanis Morissette, me, Snoop, Sugar, and Alanis Morissette open up a restaurant.
Alanis is nice.
I'm doing a soundtrack, my first soundtrack. I'm the music supervisor for this movie I'm doing. I got Alanis on there, Michelle, Incalatio, whatever her name. All these alternative stars, no rap. All this shit coming up. But what's gonna reign supreme in '96 and '97 is the ride I'm doing. And it's not even like I feel like I'm doing it for hip hop. All I'm trying to do is get the imposters out. I remember Biggie sleeping on my couch. I remember begging bitches to fuck him. Oh, you feel me? Yeah. So Big Papa don't mean nothing to me. He know it. He know it. That's why he can't fight me. That's why he can't battle me. Yeah. You know what I mean? I can make songs talking exactly about him, and he can't talk about me because he know. I'm the one that used to buy him champagne. All that shit he talking, that was me buying him that. He talking about my lifestyle with his album. Because when he was doing his album, he was broke, nigga. I was having money. The shit he talking about was my life.
Yeah, I heard about that hip hop, right? Now, what about Faith Evans? Did Faith Evans really sleep with Tupac? Did she betray Biggie like that? Let's do the knowledge of that, child.
Did Pac sleep with Faith Evans?
Yes.
Okay. Did Pac sleep with Jada Smith?
With who?
Jada Pinkett.
I wasn't with him during that era of his life, but I'll put it like this: I wouldn't doubt it. He said that Jada was
he smashed
like a
pound cake.
like a female.
Salute, boy.
I'm destroying him. I fucked his wife. I'm
Yo, what's up? Salute back,
I'm
Bizzle.
destroying him. He lives by the rules of the game. He lives off of mafia image. I'm bringing up showing how he totally disregards the rules of the game. And he's everything but a mafia nigga. Right, I'm showing him. You know what I mean? Like, if anybody's a mafia nigga, me, nigga. I fucked your bitch. I took 5 shots. I went in your crew. I mean, I just what? I went to New York. They don't do shows out here. I just said it out loud. Y'all forgot. Why? In New York, where everybody knew I was going to be.
Biggie wasn't jealous of Pac. It sounded like, hold up. You just said Biggie was jealous of Pac? For what I hear, it sounded like Pac was jealous of Biggie. McKeith, you just said that, McKeith Black, you said Biggie and Tresh was jealous of Pac. It sounded like Pac was jealous of Biggie to me. Mac Mizzle, what you think, Mac Mizzle?
I love Pac, man. Pac is my favorite artist, but he let his ego get the best of him on this one, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so it sounded like he was jealous of Biggie's success, right?
Yeah. Like he was kind of like trying to compare himself because he know Biggie was killing the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, I get it. I get what he's trying to do, but that's not the way to do it. You know what I'm saying?
And you really, from the East Coast, dog. You was born at Clinton State Correctional Facility in New Jersey, bro. And you raised in Harlem. Then you went to Harlem. Then you went to Baltimore.
Exactly.
You go to California till you was 18.
Exactly. You don't switch up on niggas like that. The whole coast you gonna switch up on? Cause some niggas did you dirty? That's.
Hold up, a nigga that did him dirty, and Big told him not to fuck with that nigga. Big was like, nah, that nigga ain't no good, bro.
Exactly. Big told him too, like, so it's like, how you gonna shit on a nigga that gave you the heads up? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy to me, man.
But you know why he did it, right?
Yeah, cause Suge was in his ear.
And he was envious of Biggie and how Biggie was selling and what Biggie was doing with his music.
Yeah. Well, that had a lot to do with it, but you remember he said that at the Quad Studio or something like that? They knew these niggas were coming. I don't know.
Man, he know Biggie and them that know niggas was coming because Biggie didn't know he was coming till he got there.
Right.
They was in a whole totally different studio than P. Diddy, bro, the Puffy. They was sneaking doing a Junior Mafia album. So they didn't know he was coming.
Yeah. But it's the whole Puffy and Suge Knight thing, right?
Yeah.
They had a beef already, so you know these niggas got sucked into it. But Pac let them niggas do that shit, dog. I ain't gonna sugarcoat this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, listen, hold up. Ming E said this. He was like, if Pac told Biggie to switch his style up and rap about the chicks, why get mad when Biggie took his advice? Makes no sense. Yo, King John 1985. The reason he's so jealous of Biggie, because Biggie went out this world with that first album. I guess he believed Biggie owed him something. Biggie owed him some money or anything, something like that. As everybody said, Biggie didn't have no money to bail Pac out. Pac needed an excuse to get fame.
Who shot you? When did Who Shot You come out?
Who Shot You came out
after Biggie died. After they died, right?
Nah, before Biggie died. Before Pac was still alive, Who Shot You came out. But Biggie had did the song prior to that. Biggie already did that song.
But you see,
LL Cool J did a song called "I Shot You."
This nigga Puffy made it seem like it was a part of the beef. I don't know, man. This shit is, you know.
The Who Shot You wasn't a part of the beef. That was before the beef started.
Okay.
Yeah. Hold on, man. Let's do this first ever hoe. Piss me off.
You know, you remember when Puffy did his little ad-libs and shit?
Huh?
Puffy did his little ad-libs on the song, on the album. Oh.
Listen to this bitch betray her husband.
Big, what's the situation with you and Tupac, the LA situation? What's going on?
Whoa. All right, you gotta start at one point. Okay.
I'm going through all of it.
Okay. Situation with me and Tupac, there really never was a situation. I mean, we met. He was really nice. He asked me to work on his album. He told me he could get it approved or whatever, get clearance from the label. And then I found out that he probably couldn't. I was out there working with another group. I won't name them. They have nothing to do with Death Row. Okay. And I was writing for them. That's how I met him. I did a reference vocal for another group I won't name.
Okay.
And it ended up that they were going to try to use the vocal on Tupac's album. So I guess it was for him or whatever.
She's from Jersey. She get it honestly.
Then I come back home and the first thing I hear has nothing to do with his record is that me and him were like involved or whatever. That's not true at all. I mean,
it was strictly business, no pleasure.
It wasn't even business. It would have been business, but it never got that far.
It was you and somewhere else, and then it was moved on to his project supposedly.
Pretty much.
Okay.
It never was moved on in my voice.
Yeah, she hit it on. She fucked Tupac just to get back at Biggie.
1, 2.
But ain't she a Jersey chick? Faith?
She's a Jersey chick.
Cameras.
I heard Faith was one.
Tupac were intimately involved.
I just want to send a shout out to Faith. Hey girl, Faith and Bad Boy Records.
Yo, Faith Evans she's a dirty girl.
That's shit, I didn't want to say it, but
here you go. 1996 Biggie talk with Tupac.
You're not real. But what makes my flow so ill sometimes is that I just don't care. I will just say anything. You know what I'm saying? That's what I felt like saying. I knew that would be a bug line to say, so I said it. But she know I don't really want all the chicken heads from Pasadena to Medina. She know that, so it's all good. The Tupac article had me pissed off.
God body, how are you? True on D, yo.
The rumors that's spreading is on some tip like you set them up. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy.
Faith for smashing my boy Shorty Fresh.
I also understand
from the hood and shit in New Jersey, Elizabeth.
5 times, mine is just completely spinning. You know what I'm saying? I'm real confused about your situation. So it'll cause you to say things that you really don't mean. I mean, yeah, I heard that also. That they said that my career reminded them of Kane, how I came out hard and strong at the time, which is all good. But I'm just trying to stay above water. To stay busy, stay working. Puff told me the key to this joint, the key to stay on top of things is to treat everything like it's your first project, you know what I'm saying? Like it's your first day, like how when he was an intern, it's how you try to treat things, you just stay hungry. And it's easier that way, you know what I'm saying? That's how I just try to stay on top of things. When I came out with the Juicy joint, it was like
you see, Biggie was
let everybody know how it went down with me, you know.
And a real nigga at the same time, man.
In the rap game, it was all good. Big Papa is just a joint, you know what I'm saying? Just a joint for the honeys and for the willies, the players out there. That seems to be the thing right now. Everybody got their can.
Let these niggas get in his ear talking shit.
In the house. It's a party joint, Puff said, let's get the money. So that's what we went for, to get the money.
And as far as his album, Ready to Die, it kind of has a real strong content because it's about life, partying and having fun. And
this
just
clown ass nigga
Puffy. Part of his life.
I'm tired of Puffy, yo. I want to hear what Miss Wallace got to say, yo. Check this out.
May today be a day forgotten, or at least we're getting up.
Bullshit. Don't let Puffy fool you. Look at Wolf. Wolf is dead. Oh man, this nigga.
Everybody Puffy for love for dead.
I knew. Sun's coming.
Bars is bad. It
was solemn, man. That shit was crazy, man.
You just lost, you know,
my big brother.
Probably one of the greatest. He would have been one of the greatest rappers of all time.
Right. Now, could you talk, you know, as much as you can about, you said a teardropping conversation with Mrs. Wallace. What was that conversation about?
About how her son died. His last words in my face.
Right.
Because I was telling them niggas, don't let them go to sleep. Do not keep them up at all the time. Man, you know, and what I'm telling you, it took anywhere. We didn't know a hospital was a block away. 2 blocks, not even 2 blocks away.
Wow.
The dude from LA took us someplace, it was like 30, 45 minutes away, man.
Ah, damn.
What? He from LA.
Man.
But the conversation with Miss Wallace was, this is how it came about. I didn't look for Miss Wallace, bro. I didn't look for nobody. I was going to mind my business and try to get through this shit myself, man. Because I know I tried to forewarn them. And then how the hell that you in the middle of an East Coast, West Coast war, East Coast, West Coast beef, and you got 2 cops out there, me and the Inglewood guy, the guy,
I'm God, but Raekwon was definitely jealous of Biggie.
And you got
definitely
23
was.
people. So now Ms. Wallace being her conversation, brother, you know, I just told her the atmosphere, told her what was going on. She said she had been looking for me because the police had told her, ask Gene Deal. And she asked Puffy who Gene Deal was, and Puffy said, I don't know no Gene Deal. You know what I'm saying? But my fraternity brother, who was Don King's bodyguard, he was Michael Jackson's bodyguard, and he was Andre Harrell's bodyguard, Bill Willett. He said, Miss Wallace, I know Gene Deal. That's my frat brother. You know what I mean? And he said, I'll get in touch with him. So he called me and brought me to Miss Wallace's house.
Man. Now the Suge Knight connection to this, in your opinion, is there any, do you think Suge Knight could have had something to do with it? Because I think they said that he knew he had a connection with the cops that had a connection with the supposed alleged shooter. You think Suge Knight may have had anything to do with it at all?
Yo, King
I don't want to speak on that, man. Suge trying to get his freedom and everything like that. And I'm not sure about none of that right there. You know what I mean? So I don't want to speak on none. If we're going to speak on something, I want to speak on something that I personally know, that I saw, that I was there.
Okay.
And, you know, I don't do the assumption and assuming shit.
LAPD.
You and me.
The LAPD, in your opinion, would you say that they, you know,
crooked as hell. Bro,
right.
Let me tell you something. They showed me a picture of the Muslim guy, and his face was blurred out. In front of my lawyer, Eloise Nurse. She was David, what's it, Patterson? What was that? Was David Patterson, who was the governor of New York at one time?
Mm-hmm.
Right. She worked in his law as a lawyer for them too. She was there with me. They showed me a picture of the guy's face. You know, of the guy. Right there. And you got to watch if you heard the dossier, the FBI agent, Phil Carson, talks about this. I said, that's the guy right there who walked up to the car. They said they was going to straighten out the face of the picture, come back out to New York. I never heard from them again. I never heard from them again. Now, the agent, Phil Carson, if you listen to the dossier, episode 4 and 5, he said he asked the LAPD about that picture because he said he had seen it before, but it wasn't in the file. And the LAPD officer, Katz, told him, said, no, we ain't show Gene Deal no picture like that. He said, so why did you put it in your notes? They didn't distract it from their notes. Because you know, your notes and everything got to be turned in.
So they forgot to do it, or just like an error? They just slipped.
It was an error. They forgot to distract it from their notes.
Wow.
They took the picture, you know, from it. Because they knew that identified the person who killed Big.
Right. So is that man still walking around?
Oh, yeah. As far as I know.
Yeah. That's a lot.
I want to try to transition a little bit because we had Exhibit on a couple shit, about 6-7 months ago now.
I bodyguard exhibit before.
I remember you saying that you ran with him for a while. Talk about it, and then I remember you saying, because we didn't get to ask, we was going to ask him about Diddy and that whole thing when he said that.
Discover BetMGM Casino and leap into a world filled with all your.
I bodyguard exhibit before too.
And then all of a sudden, things went left. Do you think, in your opinion, that you think that's how it went down?
Bro, let me tell you something. I was there when he got rid of Wendy Williams.
Did he?
Peace, Magnificent Mecca.
When
Peace, Magnificent Mecca.
This is his word verbatim.
Supposed to hit that like
that bitch is on the radio station when I get back in New York. Ain't nobody that I deal with, nobody that I know is gonna ever do business with y'all again.
Damn.
Yo, when we got off the plane, Wendy was in Philly.
You remember when you went to Philly? Damn. Dance remember that.
Yeah.
Charlamagne.
Yeah, I was like, yo, that nigga got some power. I didn't know he had that much power. But he had some power. He had some people in some high places, bro.
Announcement for all subscribers to the channel, Hip Hop News Uncensored. First and foremost, I appreciate you. We have two different.
Yo, so now you see what's going on, right?
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact, man. Pac was too over. These niggas got in his ear too much, man. Niggas got in his.
The guy's there a lot.
How you so mad at Biggie, and the nigga gave you a heads up? I don't get it. I really
because
don't. I get it.
I believe that was all that jealousy, man.
Yeah, it was all the jealousy and everything. Biggie's doing good, but this nigga showed the nigga the ropes. So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I didn't used to chill with Big and Puffy and all that.
Man, like I said, I'm a straight
know?
Biggie fan. Always been a straight Biggie fan. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I love Big. Big's my top 5, but you see, Pac was really spitting that revolutionary shit. That's what drew me to Pac more, but I don't know, man. Pac, I think he was trying to be a gangster too much, you know. That's probably what happened, you know. Trying to be a gangster a little bit too much. And that whole mobster shit, everybody was on that mobster vibe in the 90s, you know. So after Tupac got hit, niggas is probably feeling like mobsters and say, yo, let's go to Cali and celebrate, you know. Show these niggas that, yo, we're untouchable, and Big got hit.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Real
And
crazy.
these niggas that at 25, you know what I'm saying? So it's like they were still kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same age as these little niggas now, like, doing that drill music shit.
Yeah.
The little whoever their name is, little Kikis or whatever. But yeah, man.
Yeah. But yo, you know what? You want to go this one more? Magnificent Mecca, peace, Queen, peace.
Peace, everybody.
Yeah, I already know.
Big was a casualty of war. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Big was a casualty of war, and everybody knew that Big loved Pac. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Here we go, right here. I want y'all to check this out too. We about to touch this right here.
Slim is one of my old niggas. Better ask somebody.
There you go.
Might as well call them Snoop cans. You like that?
Hip Hop Uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe.
you know, the night of the shooting or leading up to the night of the shooting of Biggie Smalls. Now, first and foremost, was it true that Biggie told you that he was leaving Bad Boy Records?
Well, Biggie showed me the paperwork, but I had read his contract, you know, on the way to L.A. because I was on the plane and Puff gave me his briefcase, you know, the big nigga shit. So then I was like, okay, I got 6 hours to ride on this motherfucker. What's in here?
Yeah, word.
Yeah. So I was reading the contract. So then, and then when I was telling Big about his contract, he was like, yo, how you know that? So then I said, man, you broke. And I'm teasing him because I'm teasing him with cigarettes. At the time, man, I was smoking those Newports. They was out there, they had the Newports in the soft packs, and they couldn't get the box pack. You could only get those in New York City, you know. You couldn't get them in Cali, or they ain't know where to get them. And he wanted one real bad. And I was teasing to him about how broke he was. You know what I'm saying? I said, nigga, you begging for cigarettes, man? You know, just messing with him like that. He was like, man, I ain't begging for nothing. So then his mother calls on the phone, right? And she was talking about, you could hear a conversation with him because it was only me and him in the Winnebago. And he said, she said, Ma, they ain't gonna do nothing. Just give me the contractor name and I'm gonna take care of it. I'm gonna take care of it, Ma. Don't worry about it. And he was like, I'm gonna take care of the 60,000, Ma, because she was talking about they needed 60,000 or they're gonna stop building the house they was building. He was building for her in Pennsylvania. So then when he got off the phone, I took a pull on the cigarette. I said, yo, damn, man, you owe everybody. And he was like, I said, you owe Mike Gadget 30,000 for them cars he did for you. He was like, yo, Gene, how you know that shit? I said, niggas be talking, big. I said, nigga be talking. He said, yeah. He said, damn, man. He said, yo, but nigga, I ain't broke. Look at this. So now he was showing me the contract. And I think it was for 6.2 or either $62 million. It was for Cameron, Tracy Lee, I think, Junior Mafia, Little Kim, and a group called The Commission and Charlie Baltimore.
Sounds about right.
Salute.
He showed me that. He said, yo, nigga, I will take you with me, but you love that nigga too much. And I said, yo, nigga, I'm going where the money is. He said, nah. You good. I said, yeah, I'm good, man. You understand? He said, yo, but I said, yo, so what's is publishing? He said, publishing. Then he explained to me what publishing was. He said if he writes something or he write for somebody, he do a song, stuff like that, you know, that's what you call your publishing. I said, so Puff owned that from you, huh?
Damn.
I said, I looked at your contract, man. You talking about he gonna give it back to you. Y'all could talk about getting it back. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could talk about getting it back. I said, and your marketing too big? Yo, I'm fucking with him. You know what I mean? So then he was like, yo, I can't be mad at him. So, you know, that was telling me at the time, yo, you mad at him, but you can't be mad at him because he showed me how to get money. You know what I'm saying?
So it was a sense of loyalty there in a certain sense, but at the same time, he knew that time had ran out. It was time to move on.
Right, no doubt. But you know, when somebody said that I can't be mad at somebody,
same thing with Pop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you know, he had found out that publishing was probably the biggest part of the whole industry, and then you owning your publishing, you know what I'm saying, it's going to feed you for the rest of your life.
Right. We see a lot of rappers out here that seem like they gain more fame in death than they do in life. And obviously, two of the most famous is Biggie and Tupac. And you talk about ownership of catalogs and who owns publishings and where they've been since been in death. I just can't help but to think that there was a lot more to that story than we know.
Mm-hmm.
How much, how do I say this? Did Puff have more to do with it than we know?
Bro, you got to look at it like this. See, let me just say this, bro. You own something, and you got, and I say this, I said this on my show. you know what I'm saying, before, is that they took the money and they made Biggie who Biggie was, the Notorious Big. They took Christopher Wallace and made him the Notorious Big. Notorious Big makes Little Kim. He makes Junior Mafia. You understand? He's about to make other groups and everything. But he don't bring it through Bad Boy. He don't bring it through Arista, who took the money to make Christopher Wallace Notorious Big. He goes and takes it to the people who are their competition. Now, how do that make Puffy look? People don't look at it like that. And then you got to hear the words that Puff say out of his mouth sometimes. I can't believe this man did this stuff like that. He gonna catch flack from that. We took all this money. Look what he did to Craig Mack. He told Craig Mack, if you don't fire your manager, you ain't never gonna work with Bad Boy again. I'm not effing with you no more. But yet and still, if it wasn't for Craig Mack, Big wouldn't be who he was.
That's a fact.
And people don't see that. Oh no, what are you talking about? You crazy, man. You just hating on Diddy. Man, first of all, Big did the proverbial what do you call trick? Proverbial trick on a motherfucker when he called that nigga Diddy. And he came out 10 years later and said, I'm changing my name to Diddy because Big used to call me that. So Big is turning over laughing in his grave. The night that we was talking about Lil Kim and Big doing his album, doing Lil Kim's album, right? And because DRoc was calling himself snitching on me about something to Puff, because he had told Big. So I said, oh, so Big, you want to talk now? So tell Puff how.
If you shop at Walmart, you get it. You know how to spend a little less to get a little more, to make life a little better.
Y'all. My bad.
Imagine shopping for a car from here and making sure it's the one there and still being able to buy it from anywhere. Now imagine driving off into the, well, you know.
How you wrote Lil Kim album, because he told me that, right? And Puff started jumping up. He jumped out the seat. You did what? You wrote Lil Kim. He knew he wrote Lil Kim album. But for Big to tell somebody that, and somebody could say that, if Big say that in front of him, he could take that to his lawyer because he's due that publishing.
Yeah.
Puff paid Big $200,000 for that publishing. But Big learned the game and said, yo, listen to me. I can't say I wrote this shit, but y'all got to piece me off this money for this. You understand? When y'all get those publishing checks. You get it? All right, so now he said Big laid back in his chair while he was rolling his joint, and Charlie Baltimore was right there. And he was like, nah, Diddy. Nah, Diddy. Okay, Diddy. Yeah, all right, Diddy. All right, Diddy. Now, y'all was young enough back then. All right. Y'all know who Diddy was, right? Y'all was young. Huh?
No, other than Puffy changing his name, no, to that. You got to school us, OJ.
You say Diddy.
Bro, you ever play video games back in the day?
Yep.
Remember Donkey Kong?
Oh, yeah.
So who was Diddy Kong?
Oh, shit.
It was his bitch or his son or something like that, wasn't it?
It was his little son. They ran out at the end of the thing.
So he's calling him his son.
Yeah. So he was calling him Diddy Kong. He was calling him Diddy. So now he go back and change his name.
Man, I love Lil Kim when she came out.
Big was
Contra and Bricksville,
crazy studio. I say, so who you?
I love me some Kim.
And Big was like, nigga, how you know? I said, nigga, I got to the end of the board before too.
Man. So the those are the main two reasons why people implicate him as well, was the publishing, and the fact that he was saying that he was leaving Bad Boy from my research. But can we talk about the night of the shooting, and was it true that Diddy was acting a little funny that night or off that night or what?
Bro, listen here. When you be around for somebody for X amount of years, you learn them and you know how they move. And I said this 1,000 times.
Fair
If
use.
we in
fair
New York
use,
City,
fair
we
use.
leave out the club, Puff jumping in the car and leaving. He'll leave his mama.
Damn.
You understand? This night, that whole night, the whole atmosphere was effed up. Prior to we getting to the party, I had already forewarned everybody. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I tried to have a private conversation with Puff. You understand? He didn't want to hear it. You ain't got to go, Gene. I made a telephone call from Andre Harrell's house. You hear me, brother? To the block on 112th Street and 8th Avenue. Spoke to my peoples. They told me, yo, fuck it, he don't want you to go. He said, you ain't gotta go, don't go. Had already been out there 4 or 5 days.
Let me ask y'all a question. Let me ask both of y'all a question. Do y'all think Puffy set Biggie up to take them bullets?
Hell yeah.
Damn, nigga. You sounded like you about to jump out the chair.
Hell yeah, cut. Yo, come on, man. Yo.
Becca, what about you, Becca?
Puffy's not stupid, man.
Becca, what about you?
Do I think
Calculated.
Puffy set him up?
Yeah.
He owned the rights to his publishing?
Yeah.
Nigga, you win. Nigga, you win.
But you know Biggie's about to leave, right? So Biggie's gonna buy his rights back, and Biggie act like he ain't writing. She got somebody else write this for him. He said so and so wrote this for me. You know what I mean? He said his daughter wrote it for him. You know what I mean? He could have did that to his publisher, but he had that $60 million deal.
Yep.
$65 million deal. Jim said.
You know they people is worth more dead than alive, right?
Sean D. Nick Q, the VP queen. Peace, my beautiful queen. My beautiful little sis, how you doing? Glad to see you up here.
Nice. No, you're right, though.
Hey, Nick Q.
Huh?
I'm saying, speaking to Nick Q.
Oh. Yeah, but yo, this nigga Puffy was a grimy individual. Matter of fact, hold on. Yeah, I'm about to hold on. I'm about to put y'all Paul. I'm about to mute y'all real quick. Hold on 1 second.
Yo, put on that video where they
all cats out there like that.
All the bad boy artists
no
how they turned out after fucking with Puff.
You understand me? Other than the cop that was supposed to have it from LA. DRoc, Paul, none of them had no guns. You understand? So now I know not to give nobody nothing unless you there. You understand? Because you know, guys always talking about, yo, the police came, I had to throw it. You never get yours back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you shop at Walmart, you get it. You know how to spend a little less to get a little more, to make life a little better.
Imagine shopping for a car from here and making sure it's the one there, and still being able to buy it from anywhere. Now
I better pay that $11 sign, y'all.
Well, you know.
Hell yeah, nigga.
Well, I wasn't gonna leave him out there like that, no way. But I told Puff. I went outside and I told Big. You understand? I told Big because I had told at the studio. Remember, I told you we was at the studio with and we was talking about Lil Kim publishing and everything like that, and Big writing that shit.
Yep.
I told DRoc that night, 2 days before the party, don't come around this dude, bro. We're going everywhere. Me and Puff was going everywhere. That ain't what I was told when I went out there. All we was gonna do was the studio and Soul Train. That was it. Nah, but we in the House of Blues. You know what I'm saying? We going to the movie theater with Sally Richardson and all this other shit like that. We going out to lounges. We doing all this dumb shit.
And it was hot. It was hot in LA with y'all.
Yeah, exactly.
Hot as hell.
You know what I'm saying? to be doing that. So now I've already warned them. I go to the car and I say, yo, Big, these niggas is coming to try to kill us tonight. I had already 2 gangsters and a dude from Jodeci telling me that. One of the gangsters, shout out to Unique from Mecca Audio, came out of jail. He said, yo, he got on one of the podcast shows and he said, yo, I tried to warn Bad Boy Puff Daddy and them. I told Big Gene. Nobody believed me, but President Trump pardoned him after 26 years. He came out of jail, got on a podcast show, and said, yo, I tried to warn Big Gene. Almost caught a body in jail, you know what I'm saying, behind this. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm telling them, Big was like, I said, yo, Big nigga, and C said, yo, go ahead, old Gene, with that old cop shit. You think you know everything. I said to the nigga, just like this, I said, what I do know, you better get your GED, brother, so they don't cheat you out your money like they did your man right here. Because you know what I'm saying? Big told me he had an effed up contract. But how you gonna get a good contract when Puff man Mark Pitts is his manager?
OG facts.
Yeah.
Puffy line Big up, Big.
Mark Pitts started Bad Boy with Puff, was right there from Jungle. How you gonna make that your manager? He ain't gonna go against Puff. Yeah, sell me a publisher for $200,000. You know what I mean?
Biggie sold half the publisher, I believe. You hear me?
What happened?
Biggie sold half of his publishing to Puff. He didn't sell all of his publishing. But Puff, I think Puff bought majority.
But if when in the contract, original contract, he was the publisher, then he owned.
Was it for Biggie in LA?
Biggie wanted to go to LA. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to be
this
there.
nigga
A lot
live
of
for
people
Puff.
don't know this. I always tell people Big loved LA. I mean, everybody should know that by now. He had a whole song called Going Back to Cali. He broke down the whole Cali lifestyle culture. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to be there. But Puffy was working on No Way Out. And Big was just finishing up on Life After Death. So he was like, I'm just going to come out there, help you finish up your album, put the finishing touches on my album, and we just go hang out there for a while. We ain't supposed to be.
Yo, Lil Caesar's a fucking liar.
Man, that was dumb. That was the dumbest move executive could do for their artists. You beef with one motherfucker.
That was the smartest move. It was a lineup. Puffy
Nah, that's what I mean. That's what I'm trying to say.
That was a dumb. Was that a dumb move or was it a smart move to line up the artists to get that paper from him?
It was ruthless. Put it that
way. That was, as we can see the outcome, that was a dumb move. Because now that man is not here.
Yeah, but he was lining him up anyway. I'm talking about for him, for Puffy to get all that shit he got from Biggie, but Biggie died, that was smart. He was a piece of shit, savage snake for doing it though.
For real.
Well, he didn't have to take much, because in the original contract, he already had the publishing rights.
But listen to what I'm saying. He didn't have all the publishing. He had half of the publishing. And then, but you know, Biggie already was about to sign that new deal because his contract was about to be finished with his album. His last album, that's why he did a double album for Bad Boy. That was his 3-album minimum right there. You know what I'm saying? He could do a double album, go sign that deal for his own record label, and he did that $65 million. He wasn't gonna be worried about that shit. He could have took Puff to court, and he could afford that shit a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Puff still eating off Biggie's name.
Puff knew all that, you know. So
Puff's sons eating off Mace. Puff's sons eating off the Lots. Puff's sons eating off everybody that was signed to Bad Boy.
And you see they out here trying to do like their daddy, trying to sign.
But see, that's why people need to read their contracts.
Yep. And Mark, like he said, Mark Pitts was Puffy's friend. He wasn't Billy Biggie's boy. He was Puffy's friend. He's Biggie's manager.
Right.
But yet, people still need to read their contract.
Yeah, I know that.
Yep, that's a
Hold up.
fact.
I'm gonna tell you how much a snake Lil Kim is. Check this out. Lil C's is. Hold up.
Lil C's got a little bag from Puff. Now he's all cool with Puff now. Crazy.
Hold on. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. Lil C's wasn't the only one that testified on Puff. You know what on Lil Kim. Capone from Capone and Noriega testified Lil Kim too. Y'all know that? Capone from Capone and Noriega testified Lil Kim too.
I heard that. That's another incident that happened. Yeah.
Okay, but Little Kim didn't lie.
Yes,
she lied on the
Okay,
stand.
all right then. Regardless to whoever told her in the beginning, she lied. Simple. She needs to be held accountable. No, she needs to be held accountable for her part in the case.
Rebecca, I know that already. What I'm saying is Lil C should keep. That's like your sister. Keep your mouth shut, nigga.
Well, he should have kept his mouth shut. That's a fact.
Fair use.
I never got that time out of him, and that was my way of talking to him. He respected that coming out of my mouth. He told me why he didn't do certain shit for me.
Yeah, King John, 1985.
And I respected that.
Capone from Capone Noriega testified on him too.
So you know what? Even though I felt like what I did was right, I still apologize. Well, I gotta apologize to everybody I do something to, but that's been my nigga. I done went through shit with him. I done been through a whirlwind of shit with him. He was out there together with me and Big got killed. So it's like I do have a certain bond with this motherfucker. So I was like, you know what? I'll be the bigger man. You know what I mean? I found out I did something wrong. You know what? I apologize. I really did the same for Kim. You know what I mean? Like, but it's just that, man, the girl she got ways about it, man. That's something people just can't fix. And it's fucked up to say, man, but where I'm from, some people be like, yo, you know what? For you to get away, somebody need to go to jail and be by themselves where they could think by themselves and not have nobody in your ear. And when you look back, I bet when she sit there, she'll really have a reality check to look and go, look what the fuck I did to myself. She really can't blame nobody for that, but she's looking for an outlet she's looking at somebody to blame it on what she did wrong, and we the ones for it.
You guys made a record. Well, y'all, wait, you still?
Let's go. Whenever y'all ready.
Okay, cool. See, this is in closing. You know, unless you feel like it's something we haven't covered, my final question to you, and the purpose for doing this, because it's been so much said about you guys, Junior Mafia, Lil Kim, and you know, I known you guys not since
a while,
for a while, mid-90s, through Biggie.
For a while, though.
You know,
I ain't know I've been doing it that long, man.
It's been a long time. I mean, there's been a lot being said about you on the streets. You know, even some of your closest colleagues, big names in this industry, that either opened up for you guys when you was with Biggie or was friends.
Y'all say he can't fix that face. Yo, he's super Yada.
Pretty much closed the door and said, "Hey, look, man, I can't fuck with you until you clear your name on the streets. Right now, you got snitch labeled on you, you know, in your crew for the most part. Why is it that you chose to do this interview, do this DVD?
Because it was necessary.
Yeah, King John, the Hot 97 show, yeah.
It really happened. That shit was really fucking up a lot of business for me. And nobody look at it like that because you know what? How this world is fixed is to love misery. Everybody love you when you're down. So if you up, you got millions of dollars, they got everything to say about you. But when you broke, you fucked up, you in that same circle with them, they at ease now. You know what I mean? Because you're still in tune with them. So that's kind of like how this case flipped around. You know what I mean? Kim flipped it around the way she can look like this ultimate big rider for niggas. And being that we was coming up, rising, DVD sold 100,000 units, shit was going good. We got a record deal again. There's something that really just put the stamp right back down on us. And I looked at that shit like that's why I was more harsh at some of the things I've done. When I made my damage control record, I responded. I threw shots at it because I was pissed because at the end of the day, you fucking up not even my career, you can fuck up my life. It's niggas that take snitching shit to the heart. So where it's like, nigga, that nigga come to the hood again, I'm popping one at his head. I was getting death threats in the papers and shit like that, like putting that out. Like there was a hit on that nigga head, he went out on Kim and this and that, and I'm like, yo, this shit really fucking me up. I go to certain radio stations, motherfuckers don't want to play my shit because they like, yo, that shit gotta get clear with you and Kim. You know what I mean? Like motherfuckers I used to be cool with before. Like I've been in this game since 92, 93. Some of the people that grew, I watched grow. Some people I grew before they grew.
And these the motherfuckers looking at me now like, you gotta clear your name up. You know what I mean? That's when I really got nervous with the shit. Like, damn, this shit really good. Fuck me up. I gotta.
You know what you did? You know you should have shut your mouth.
Do something, let people know what really happened. I'm not a big time artist. I'm not a nigga that made sold millions of records that could just sit here and get this person do this and that. I had to find a way to do this shit on my own. I said, you know what? I gotta put the DVD out and let people know what it is. Because I couldn't get the help. I'm like, yo, dog, help me do this. They're like, yo, I can't help you do that right now because you in this shit. I can't be involved in that. I went to see Dane one time. Dane, my nigga. Been through the grind with Dane. I went to a nigga like, yo, dog, I'm trying to get a solo deal. I need some help. You know what I mean? Like, trying to do some things, Dame Dash. Okay. And he was like, yo, dog, you know you my nigga. I fucks with you. Right now, your name is shit. You gotta clear your name up first. So that snitching shit, because the way niggas looking at it, like, nigga, you told on Shorty. Shorty going in.
What you want to say to the people that think you snitched on her and told on her?
Honestly, it's like straight fuck her. Kiss my ass. That's how I feel. Because once I proved to you I didn't, then what did it be? Now you gonna be my friend again, and now you want to try to help me? At the end of the day, if you my nigga and you know me, come on, dog. How much shit I've been through, nigga? Nigga, look at paperwork. My promotion been newspapers. Even before the snitching shit, nigga, we was putting in the work. Shit was going down. So I'm looking at niggas like, yo, y'all never heard a whisper come out of Kim's mouth. But you always heard about me going to jail, Rock going to jail, Gutter going to jail, Banger going to jail. You think we was all just going to jail for us? What am I wrong doing out there? I was out there putting in work and told on near person. I was around none of that. And here you go second guess before a person. You don't have no proof of doing nothing in reality as far as getting down and grinding a day in her life. Queens don't do that. And that's how we treated her. She ain't had to go out there and do none of that shit. We was putting in all that work, doing all that shit.
Yeah.
It was Rock. It was Gutter that was
It was,
out
yeah,
there.
it was Rock and Gutter. It wasn't you, niggas. You was rolling Biggie weed.
Here, you try to torture niggas.
This nigga, yo, hold up. This nigga was rolling Biggie weed.
You know?
Something from that. You heard him? He was like, with me, it was Rock, it was Gutter out there putting that work. And nigga, you was rolling Biggie weed.
Did he have a car crash with Biggie?
Yeah. He almost killed Biggie in that car crash.
This nigga.
You had to get the jaws of life to prod Biggie out.
Can't get right. Can't get right over here.
Yo, Mecca. You know what's some other funny shit? Look at this shit. Hold up. Mano not Lil C's out to tell on Biggie.
Yeah.
I'm just big on respect. I'm involved, phone off. Like fake niggas anyway, you know what I'm saying? Them niggas ain't real niggas anyway. I mean, if it's tight, for him knocks him the fuck out. That's his man. I'm with you. Forget about it. But so I turned around. I knew I had this nigga. You know what? Know this man's what I'm saying? You don't see, don't run.
Nah, I can't listen to that when it's playing music. What the other one he's talking about it? Here we go right here.
Ever since Taylor started looking for a new cashback credit card, she's been freezing out.
I got this. Or you could try NerdWallet, which has side-by-side comparisons to help find
Yeah,
the
here we
best
go,
credit card
yeah.
for you.
Thanks.
NerdWallet, the smartest decision for all your financial decisions.
Yo, please play that $11.99.
Respect. I'm involved, phone off. It's my baby mama call. From a don't respect fake niggas anyway, you know what I'm saying? Them niggas ain't. That was a kid. Ain't no. With Mano. We got the story of. You're not down there. Now, by the time I get down there, niggas in that hood on Tommy's house, like, yo, Mano, God, them niggas down here. Them niggas running around, them niggas in 2 trucks. They said that they going around your way. I'm like, word. Oh, so they was planning on shooting a DVD in your hood. They shot a DVD around there, and then on time was to spike me. You know what
I don't like that music playing in the background. You know what I'm saying, Mecca?
Yeah.
Yeah, they use that little shit right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Mano slapped Lil C's, had him running and shit.
Yo, yeah, hold on, we follow that shit.
So did he slap him, or did he knock him out?
Knocked him out. He beat his ass.
Oh, he beat his ass.
Yeah.
Oh, Oh, when he slapped him, he got knocked out. He knocked him out and doing the slap.
I think so.
Or he ran off or something like that. Some shit.
Is this it right here?
One time. Right now, man, you know what I mean? I mean, hustle hard and all that, man. I run Brooklyn, man. I run Brooklyn, dude, for real. And they got Bed-Stuy and all that. Bang, bang, anywhere, gang, homie. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do a smack.
Nah, hold up.
At the end of the day, if I sit there and really go, you know what? We don't fuck about this shit no more. Fuck rap. Fuck this and that. Niggas that have problems.
When that nigga get busy, Renee?
On a Sunday. Not Kim.
They send little seats to the car. Yeah.
Niggas that don't have no money. Niggas that got felonies. Niggas that really don't have no life. They out there doing that for her to make sure she's safe. Make sure she's good. Make sure motherfuckers respecting her. That's why she got the reputation she have now. Not because of her. Because of niggas that was around you. Niggas was putting in work. That's why Gutter doing 12 years in jail. Now, he didn't have no beef with Capone. He had no beef with
This nigga snitching right now.
Yeah.
Save that person's reputation to stay up. Any drama we had, we addressed it. We handled it the best way we thought we could. You know what I mean? I could sit here and be honest and say I never got shot, stabbed, nothing. I could say that. Motherfuckers be on smack with their pistols, show all their wounds and all that. Never got shot, never got stabbed, never got robbed a day in my life, near bit of my jewelry. You sit here and think before I would send this girl away for some bullshit, like she ain't do nothing. Even if it was a way where it was a choice, I would have went to jail before she, but it was out of my hands when she lied. The people don't understand that. She lied. You know, but you can't go in there and say, yo, you know what? I lied. They like, nigga, no, I got her on tape. She did this. So she's gonna have to handle her situation. James Lloyd Jr.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you something, y'all. I ain't gonna little tease again. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. We're gonna let them listen. We're gonna let them lie about the Biggie shit again. You know what I'm saying? Talking about how Biggie wanted to be out there. Where everybody said Biggie was supposed to be going to Europe, England, right?
Right. That was all Big idea. He wanted to stay there. He loved the vibe of LA. Wanted to.
So the whole rumor that Biggie wanted to go.
Salute, bro. Top of the morning.
There wasn't no. It shouldn't have been no rumor that he wanted to go. He was supposed to go to do promotion, but they was only sending me and him out there. His road manager couldn't go because our passport situation was kind of like screwed up, and he was like, "All right, when I go to LA, who's going to handle all my business for me? Little C's? He's going to be my manager." Like, so he did everything in his world to not go. Like, telling Puff, like, "Yo, can I cancel that? Like, I don't want to just go out there with just me and C's." You know what I'm saying? Like, and me working. Like, who's going to like really overlook everything I have to do out there? So he didn't want to go with just me and him. So he was like, you know, let's find something to do where I could stay. I would work. And the time he stayed, that's when he did the Benjamin's remix.
This nigga's a fucking liar. Nigga to say that shit, Renee. Look.
What happened? What happened?
That nigga to say that shit.
Yeah, that shit sound good in TV land.
Well, Big wanted to go to LA. Even if Big wanted to go to LA, Puff should have made it.
Yeah.
No, double up on the security or like, you know.
Yada L7, salute, bro. Appreciate you, man. We got a new member, Yada L7. The God. We ain't finished yet. Yeah, hold on 1 second. Let me give you a couple more minutes of my time. Hold up. Rapper, Capone, Rats, on.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think they had said it in one of them beef DVDs too.
Right, so hold on. DRoc. Hold on. Let me see if I find it now. All right, here we go. Gunner talking about it.
Yeah, let me hear what C Gutter got to say.
C Gutter, y'all. One of the guys that
African man. Mom's raised me in the culture of, you know what I'm saying? So I never was no dummy. But I was stupid as a you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't utilize the intelligence that I had. All that I could think of and sit there me on that.
Keisha Matthews, good morning, Queen. Yo, you know what I mean?
You looking at
right around the corner from Baltimore.
So that's basically what was going through my mind. It's like, oh, my ego just took control. Like, excuse me, Mr. Jackson. Let me take over.
21 shots. You lost 21 shots.
It wasn't a situation where I just shot either. It was stupid, the situation that caused me to shoot. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to never say a dude is not cut like a certain thing.
4 pounds of pressure.
You know what I'm saying? But
momentary lapse in judgment.
A dude, I know he wasn't. You know how you can feel the energy off of somebody, and you know, like, you don't have to sit there and converse with him too long, but you would know what type of energy as far as being a warrior. It was all false bravado because somebody else was around. You know what I'm saying? So when you did that and it triggered my dumbass ego. You know what I'm saying? So when he did that, walking towards Capone, when I'm talking to him, and I'm looking like my eyes is spanning. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking, he's already frozen. So I know he's, you know what I'm saying, he had no intentions on doing anything. But other than looking, and they move already frozen. So I'm standing there, and like I said, I don't know if it's intention or quick trigger, pow, shot go off, spin, pop.
Jay, tell her your background.
Y'all got 5, 6, 7 dudes. Yeah, my shit is on fully loaded. You know what I'm saying? Because I seen, like, this is the thing. I seen the layout because I never went upstairs. See, Rock and Kennedy all went upstairs. They went upstairs and do the interview. I never went upstairs. Memo was downstairs. I just stayed downstairs, chill, smoke cigarettes. It was like 3, 4 of the murder unit dudes downstairs over. So I kind of seen the layout before everybody, because Capone and Noriega hadn't come up to the joint yet. And it was like, I don't know who did it, but with Hot 97, I was really some sucker. You know what I'm saying? Now, honestly, nah, I ain't gonna say that. Now it was, but it wasn't, because, mind you, I was at Kim crib the night before. Clue come through. Clue tells us. I was getting ready to go home. I was getting ready to go to Brooklyn. Clue tells us. Now, mind you, I just got the map like a week or 2 ago. So I'm like, he like, yo, they gonna be boo, 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 boo. I'm like, word. Now my intentions, like, I come from an era like, you don't beef for free. So my whole shit is like, I hope he got some shine on. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest. I'm full-fledged criminal at the time. So I like, and it's no disrespect to Capone or Noriega, but it's just
Gutters a real.
I'm gonna get the drop. This is on my mind. Like I'm gonna get the drop. I got this Mac. You gonna give it up? You know what I'm saying? So that's on my mind. But when we get there,
who background is
that? And I'm like, Rock and my other man is like, yo, bro, you don't talk to him. You know what I'm saying? You don't talk to him because I already, you know what I'm saying? They ain't wanted to go to the level that I was ready to, like, I was kind of not, and not on no shooting, but it's like I had a hard on, I wanted to book one. I didn't care. Just on some.
The guy shot Biggie.
Like I said, ego. They don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you niggas know who you fuck. You know what I'm saying? And not saying like dudes wouldn't have went out. I'm not. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Nature of a thing is nature of a thing.
Yeah. But
whatever.
What my mind is set on.
And those is my niggas.
You know what I'm saying? What my mind is set on. What my mind is set on. You know what I'm saying? What my mind is set on is set on. So if you're not expecting that, especially in front of a radio station.
Drop.
Now I could have splattered dude, but I heard the shot from over here, and I know my intentions wasn't really to come and shoot up in front of the radio station. You know what I'm saying? It was some spur of the moment, stupid shit. It was dumb as a motherfucker. But I ain't had no intentions like, yeah, we coming up here. But none of us had no intentions of. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, we wanted to resolve the issue. Like talk to the dudes like, yo, that's an issue. Because our shit was like, that's an issue between two females. Don't get dudes involved. Because now we cross lines and look what happened. But dudes, like, because it wasn't just my ego. Capone.
That was her and Foxy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was her. You know what I'm saying? Capone, you know what I'm saying? Read it up. And so that irked me. You know what I'm saying? So I said something. Then it exploded from there. Like I said, dude, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't know if it was aiming or if it was by mistake, but I know once I heard the shot, I thought, you know what I'm saying? And they still like, don't get it wrong. I shot 21 shots, but they was busting. Like them dudes, it wasn't like they backed up from the shots. I mean, who's not gonna like? I'm not. If somebody's shooting rounds at high velocity, I'm not standing still in the middle of the street like on some movie shit and return fire. No, I'm tearing ass. That, you know what I'm saying? If a dude pull a burner on me and I can't get to my shit first, I'm tearing ass. Like, I don't have no problem with that. That's why I'm still alive at 49. I don't have no problem with booking. You know what I'm saying? Like and that's what I tell a lot of, like, cause like I said, I go to juvenile and I talk to the dudes. I was like, yo, cuz don't think that you gotta be super tough and everything because you lose your life.
That's right.
I just lost two little, and my two little homies is Don Moons though. You know what I'm saying? They not from my set, but they my little homies. You know what I'm saying? I love these two little homies. I just lost 122, 126, bro. Wow. You know what I'm saying? And they had burners. So they feeling that because they got the burner, it can't happen, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's not new.
You know what I'm saying?
That was happening all during our childhood.
Yeah.
Yo, fans watch this. I'll be right back.
But see, and the difference, like, one thing I always knew is, like, I don't care how tough you are. A bullet see past all that shit, bro.
That's right.
And the scaredest nigga will turn you over quicker because it's like this. If I'm not scared of you, I really don't.
Yep. The thing got paused out.
My bad, John. For myself.
If he know you have a reputation for doing certain shit, if he think y'all got something, he will turn you over, bro. I done seen it. Dudes get turned smooth over off of a dude thinking that he got beef with. Dude don't even got beef with because he don't even see you as a threat.
Right. That's right.
So I always take motherfuckers as threats.
That's right. My father killed like that. I was raised to never underestimate anybody. You know what I mean? The women in my family killed.
If
so
you
I knew better than estimate
I
anybody.
will
That's right.
bust your
That's
head
it. You
smooth
motherfucker
over.
right. Always been like that. I've
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna I'm probably the nigga that a female would end up killing. Because I don't respect females as doing that. But I was raised by my mom's 3 sisters. So it's a certain affinity that I have towards women where I believe I'll let my guard down a little bit and they might be able to get it. You know what I'm saying?
It's better to be smart than tough, brother.
That's a fact.
And that's coming from a tough motherfucker for real.
Listen, bro. I don't know too many tough dudes that's on the Forbes list.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. Forbes, so that's enough.
Real shit.
Yo, y'all, this is my show for the day. I gotta let this shit go. Cause these guys, these old ass gangsters, yo. This nigga look like somebody's grandfather talking about he a Crip. Mac.
What happened?
This nigga look like somebody's grandfather talking about he's a Crip.
Well, you look. It's a whole lot of senior citizen gangbangers, okay? A whole lot of them.
That nigga whole bearded head gray. That nigga look like the Black Santa Claus. But y'all, yo, this is the King of New Jersey. This is Btbtv. We bully. Rest in peace to Notorious B.I.G. Rest in peace to Tupac, Amari, Shakur. Rest in peace to Black Rob, Craig Mack. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Who else gone?
G-Dep.
Keep your head up. What's old boy name? That's got the
Black.
Special delivery.
G-Dep.
G-Dep, keep your head up in there, bro. Hopefully you'll be home soon. You did the good thing. You turned yourself in. Puffy, dying piss. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be real, man. We know what it is, yo. We're in the blood oil Crip. We doing our own thing. Btbtv that started his own gang. Like, nigga, what? Oh, let me call my bro Chris down real quick. Chris down. This is how we going to do it. This is how we going to end it. Everybody want to talk about that gang, all that gang shit. Nigga, gang. Mecca, they gang, Mecca? Mecca, they gang?
No, they senior citizens.
Let's let these senior citizens know they senior citizens there. Hold up. We're about to go like gang shit.
The senior citizen Crips. The SEC.
I'm my own gang, do my own thing. I'm my own man, nah, I ain't you.
Cuz just hit me on the line, say he up in the city, said Nick come through. He from Philadelphia, better known as Philadelphia. They the fam, nothing new. I ain't got too much emotion to feel in for those trying to mess up my mood. From a place with a beef on fire, came to the east side, ain't nothing new.
Yo, boys, that's up. All right, yo.
We dropped dimes on knowing we knew. If we got caught, we did not rap. We rather lay flat before we ever told. Cause loyalty still mean a lot to me, even though places on earth is assumed. Think politics and presidents is gonna save them. Man, I thank God I ain't nothing like you. Ooh, we just multiply, we don't die. We done seen war and survive. And we done got bored with the vibe. But gang, all y'all tough, yeah, ride. We ain't trying to run me outside. If you ain't king, don't pay us no mind. Cause we do not recognize dudes who are faking. We militant, we don't play online. Yeah, I don't know gang like ooh. What's all this commotion? Grown men got like females, ooh. Make king moves, ain't gon' lose. Mama ain't raised no fool. I'm my own gang, do my own thing. I'm my own man, nah, I ain't true. I do not kill them with bars, I get them with truth. But they call me frivolous, ooh. I do not be for computers. I am no fool. No, I'm nothing like you. Every day I am on guard, but I cannot call who real or who fake in my crew. I just know the back door isn't heavy, so I keep my eyes on everything that I see move. Some call it rude, but I'll call it militant vibe. We do not smile, refuse to go back and forth on computers, and we are too smart to act like we don't notice. Some notice the flow is like Nas. Data gave me the cosign, along with what's rhymes. So crack, say come back and see him when I was completed, and I'm gonna make it your time. Yeah, don't mind me, I'm floating on cloud nine. We protect the heavenly, mama, don't worry about me. Die, God got me on fire, believe. Don't mind me, I'm floating on cloud nine. We protect the heavenly, mama, don't worry about me. Die, God got me on fire, believe. Yeah, I'm a no gang
like ooh. Like I said, y'all, peace to the 5% nation of gods and nerfs. We out of here. Magnificent Mecca, the Mac Mizzle Show. We do what we do. The King of New Jersey, Btbtv.
Yeah, you already know.
We out of here.